Chris, have you ever in the history of this show walked in and seen anyone trying to fight your dad? Because I walked in today, and the argument that Mike and Greg Cody were having seemed like both of them were unhinged. I just caught pieces of it. I know what it was about because I heard a few of the stray words and I heard a Cristobal reference. But what were you arguing? And I know which side Mike's on. So where were you? What did you do to make Mike want to fight an old man?
I don't know, because we're on the same side here. We both feel strongly that the University of Miami deserves to be in the college football playoff. The disagreement, I think, is that he still thinks they're going to make it, and I don't. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think they're going to make it. I think that's our only disagreement.
Well, it seemed like you were disagreeing vociferously, and
this guy, I don't know how you do it. How long have you known this guy? Greg, how long have you known this guy?
A while.
You have electively decided that this guy is someone you want to have in your life.
I have.
He's been in my life for 20 years, and I'm at my wit's end with this. Like, out the gates. Wow. Lying, fake newsing,
was not lying or fake
shit
newsing.
stirring.
Chris,
We were talking.
I was talking to Chris. This happens all the time when we have University of Miami
and I was
discussion.
speaking, and you interrupted me.
Yeah, but I was talking.
What side is he on? What side is he on?
I was speaking, and you. Yeah, you. And I was talking to Greg. I was talking to Greg. Let him talk. Turn his mic off. Turn it off. Turn it off.
It's off.
I was talking to Chris while I was talking to Greg. Shut your mouth.
It's back on.
Do you know,
Chris?
Can I speak?
What happens to everything around here if I shut my mouth?
Football is back, Jack. Oh my, we've waited for so long. We're so damn excited that we put it in a song. Don't need no check downs. Give me big hits and quarterbacks. Keep your fantasy team from falling off the track. Football is back, Jack. Whether on the ground or through the air, when the chips are down and you throw a prayer, when your team is primed and on the hunt, it's 4th and 10, you refuse to punt. When the shoulder pads and helmets crack, that's how you know that football is back, Jack. Let me hear you say, football is back, Jack. This high is wild and out of control, and we're gonna ride it every week till we reach the Super Bowl. Don't need no check downs. Give me big hits and quarterbacks. If you say this game's the best, I'll say it's a gag. Football is back, Jack. Football is back, Jack. Football is back. Football is back, Jack.
Weekend Observations is presented by Miller Lite. That's right. If you're looking around and say, this doesn't look like a Means on the show, I'm not. Guess what? Dropping out of Georgia Tech turned out to be a mistake. Should have been an engineer. My internet would be better. I could fix it. Get on the roof. Plug in some things. Dial in, tap into the satellites. I don't know what the fuck. Whatever. All right. Here we go. Dan, Georgia Tech had the dream season, led by a Heisman-worthy quarterback, with hopes of a college football playoff berth on the horizon. But with back-to-back losses, including one where I lost a bet to L. Duncan, just like that, make no mistake, I mean not giving a single flying focaccia about college football is back. L. Duncan making a bet to potentially wear Georgia Tech gear on SportsCenter, then leaving ESPN the next day. Heady play. The Colts, losers of 3 of their last 4, still have the Seahawks, the Niners, and the Jags twice left on their schedule. You hear that sound, Dano? That's the sound of a clock striking midnight. Pumpkin time. The Finns Keep hope alive yet again. Told you, Greg Cody. Stay strong. Diamond hands. For about a half of football, I thought the Raiders were actually going to beat the Chargers. Progress. Look what they did to my boy Gino. These are so much better when I'm interacting with a human being. Don't look now, but here come the Orlando Magic. It's like they exclusively play better when they're missing one of their best players. For about a half of football, I thought the Browns were actually going to beat the Niners. Improvement. Shelby Harris.
5 minutes left in this? I'm not doing this for 5 more minutes. What do you mean 5 minutes left in this?
I thought he was doing great.
He is lonely. He's defeated.
It's like a bad stand-up bit.
He tried so hard at the beginning, and now he can't do anything right. And he did this on the internet yesterday because his internet didn't work here. So he did it on our social media platforms, and it sounded really lonely. It was the most depressing weekend observations I've heard. He was looking around the room as if he were suspicious. He didn't
Like
have
a hostage video.
He didn't. He
looks sad.
He didn't have any help.
About a half of football, I thought the
It looks like
Titans
he's
were
laying
gonna-
down on a wooden floor.
They suck. Situations to keep an eye on. Since losing Trae Young in late October, the Hawks are 11-5 and have the 10th best defense in the league.
And
Fins took care of
point, good
business
point.
against Tyler Shuck.
All right,
Tyler
turn that
Show.
down again.
Tyler
You can turn 6 minutes
Tyler
left.
Show?
How is there more time left than there was left before when you told me there were 5 minutes left? It's getting longer? Roy, what are you dressed as?
John Tesh.
Striking resemblance.
really,
Look just like him. A couple of things are off about, the resemblance. but, No?
What are they?
He doesn't
What
have
are
the
they?
collar. The collar's different.
You got to call it. Yeah, cufflinks.
I don't
have
see
cufflinks.
collar.
that toupee looks great.
Thanks, Greg.
It really does. Take that home.
And the number one name in football, I'm still not sure I have a handle on.
Bring that thing to bed
Barry
with you.
Sanders. You get it? Because he's hard to tackle.
7 minutes left?
Who would have known about the beeps, man?
How are there 7
beeps
minutes
carry
left?
it.
in
The
this?
beeps lift that whole thing up.
Plus minutes of the game due to minutes restriction. Knock knock.
Who's
Yeah, I
there?
really needed someone else to interact here. Oh, let me try to do it. Knock knock. Who's there? The Carolina Panthers, whom you declare to be dead, beat your precious Rams, whom you laud praise for at every step. I'm not very good at knock knock jokes. Yeah, that would have been better for Dan.
Turn
this
it
week.
off. Enough of this. I got enough of this 2 weeks ago. I got enough of it yesterday. I've had enough of it today. I am not misrepresenting the conversation that Mike and Greg Cody have. Mike has declared himself a minister of war. He is. I hate the term war around football and sports, and Mike is warring right now.
Sometimes it's appropriate.
He's warring right now with Texas governor. Ron DeSantis is stealing his shit. Ron DeSantis is stealing Mike's shit, and I'm convinced that everything Mario Cristobal does is with Mike Ryan's hand up his back. Because I'm getting some complaints.
Quite the visual.
I'm getting some complaints around here. Chris Cody is telling me, hey, Cristobal's going to come on, and I'm sure he's going to be doing like stand up at a local car wash, trying to.
Might come on.
He's going to be spend the next.
I wouldn't be so sure.
It's a reason why he may not.
Okay, well, what's the reason he may not be on?
It's you.
Yeah,
You fool.
Dan.
That's
It's
right.
you.
Yeah.
You're seen as anti-UM.
Yeah, people know your whole deal. Anytime this program faces adversity, you try to work in a Billy Gill or Jeremy Taché
That's your deal.
to speak for an audience. When you're the Miami guy, you actually went to the school. You've been on the opposite side of the line, my friend. You are the enemy. You're not an ally.
Alumni hater.
I hate myself.
Yeah, you hate the fact that you went to UM.
Self-loathing alumni.
I'm the
Self-loathing, that's
alumni. I'm an alumni hater.
Yeah.
You haven't been an ally. It's true.
Where are you getting that from? You think the audience would answer that way? You think the
it's out
audience?
there.
Where am I
you-
getting
you
that from?
think
It's out
you,
there.
yeah,
My
but
general.
I know where
my
you're.
five-star general.
Four
that just
stars.
won.
4 stars.
Hey,
four
five.
stars.
Five.
How do you know? Not helping, Dan.
Five.
Then what is Saban?
He's also 5. You can't go higher than 5.
Right.
That's
Everybody
why he's a
knows that.
4-star. He's a 4-star
4.5
general.
Okay, then give Saban 6. Saban says that we're the most dangerous team in the nation, so I'll give him a 6-star.
I'd say Texas Tech is that. Texas Tech is the only team I believe.
Why do they think I'm an enemy?
I love Dan.
Why do they think I'm an enemy?
I believe that Texas Tech is the only team in the country, the only one that could have Miami not play a close game. That it's a possible outcome if they were to play Texas Tech.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know ball. He doesn't know ball, and this is what I keep hearing from Coral Gables.
Yep, same.
He not a ball knower.
They're not
Not a
saying
ball knower.
specific names, but they're just like, if we're going to do this, we can't have any non-ball knowers around.
Texas Tech. Texas Tech. Who lost to Sam Levitt on 1 foot, Texas Tech.
No, but they were playing with their backup quarterback. Go ahead and let Miami play with their backup quarterback.
Malachi Tony.
They're going to play with Malachi Tony as their
You're
backup
welcome. The
quarterback.
most dangerous weapon in the nation.
I'd
You
actually
got
like
it.
to see that. Actually, I'd let them in the playoffs if they told me right now that Malachi Tony, sight unseen, was going to be the quarterback. I'd let them into the playoffs just based on that alone.
Never mind that Carson Beck is like top 10 in passing rating, and he's like the second best quarterback that we've had here in 25 years.
I want to
who
hear
blows every
more,
game.
Chris, about your negotiations. I believe Mario Cristobal will be everywhere the next couple of days.
I got a request in.
I mean, he's going to be everywhere. He did his first interview with Mike Ryan on Kane's Insight.
No, with the money. I was in the shadows.
with your hand up his back.
No. But it was
the second time you said that, by the way. Stop saying that.
It was interesting to be like, hey, Kentucky took Texas to OT. They just lost 41-0 while you were out there on the field dominating. You should work that in. To my
I'm really
partner.
glad we've called out all of the horrible bias that exists in the media because we're the, straight edge, truthful media over here.
Shut up, asshole. Like, hey, you're the most biased guy. Jack shit over here spewing. Like, I rewatched your clips. I'm now dumber for it. But every single one of your clips can be undone by something Miami has done on the field. You want to talk about metrics? You want to talk about transitive property? You want to talk about common opponents? Miami's got all the boxes checked, pal, including the ones and the criteria outlined by the CFP themselves. Miami shouldn't be debated as a playoff team. It's a matter of fact. This is a playoff team, and it might just be the best team in the nation.
You think I misrepresented your attitude when you were talking to Greg earlier before
If
the
that
show?
is not your stance this week, then you're not with me. You're against me.
How dare you look me in the face and say I am not a ball knower?
You don't know ball. You don't know ball. You're Texas Tech. Texas Tech. Ohio State, I can understand. Texas Tech, spot the ball in Lubbock. I triple dog dare you.
I will say I thought they meant Jeremy.
Texas Tech lost a game this season with their backup quarterback.
Well, they better win this weekend because we need that BYU loss.
They will win this weekend because they're a good deal better than BYU.
Oh, God. I'm worried. All right, yep.
Damn right.
2
Well,
units on
BYU
money
deserves
line.
it anyway. I mean, let's be real. Dan's argument yesterday for Miami was like, oh, they're going to have 4 losses in 2 years. How dare they be excluded? It's the exact same thing for BYU, except they'll have 2 top 5 losses.
Again, super easy to undercut your argument. BYU lost their 1 game by more combined points, and Miami's lost their 4
Who'd they
games
lose
over the
to?
last 2 years.
They lost to Texas Tech.
That's right.
Yeah, Texas Tech.
A great team.
No, Texas Tech is a good team. They're a good team.
Meh.
We
That's
beat
meh.
them.
Boys for my dad.
They're not better than us. True or false? Miami's playing better football right now than when they were the number 2 team in the nation.
Yes. Correct.
Yeah, it's
When
not how
we
you
were
play the
ranked
game.
number 2,
Oh, but we're not biased.
We were not playing this well. That's not bias, pal. Those are facts. Those
Playing
are
better
facts.
than
If
they
you're not
were.
watching the game, here's what
Facts,
I know
Jack.
about you. You're not watching.
No, they're playing
You're not
better.
watching.
I mean, who's
I can
BYU
admit
beat?
they're playing better
Who's
than they were
BYU
when they lost to SMU with
who's
Louisville.
BYU beat?
Ball knower's talking to you.
Who's BYU beat?
Who's Ohio State beat?
Okay, but
Everybody.
still, the
Ooh,
defending
Dan, they should be
national
out. I'm with Dan. They
champion.
should be out.
Like it's fine. Ohio State being there, you could see they're awesome.
I think they have like one of the longest streaks by winning by 15 points or more. The national champs are good.
They're really good.
Agreed.
All right, so we all approve of Ohio State.
Yeah, they're all right.
Yes.
I can't believe
we can move on.
I can't believe you don't all agree on Texas Tech. I
Texas
can't
Tech
believe that.
It's fine, but they wouldn't beat Miami, dude. Like this is what
Certainly not
No,
easily.
Look, no, I'm not saying they would beat them easily.
You
I'm
said
s-
that they
no,
would beat them by
listen,
more than one
no,
score.
Listen, what I said was Texas Tech is the only team in the country that I have seen that Miami might have a situation in which they would get blown out. There is no other team in the country.
Threw a mite in there.
I don't think that there is another team in the country that I would say that about, including Ohio State. They're going to play close games. Miami is not going to get blown out by anybody. The possibility, I do believe, exists with Texas Tech to get blown out. It doesn't mean that I actually think Texas Tech is better than them. I just think that in a game where two teams are even, Miami can also blow them out, but Texas Tech is the one team in the country I've seen where I'm like, they can run up a score on people.
See, Dan brings up a really interesting point there because there was a lot of mites that he threw in there between what might happen if Miami and Texas Tech play. We happen to know what did happen when Miami played Notre Dame.
Hello.
There's a lot of mites there. Might do this, might do that.
Hello.
Miami, Notre Dame.
How you doing?
We know exactly what happens.
We know exactly what happens when they play SMU in Louisville as well.
But they're not in the discussion.
California
For a reason. They're bad. Cal beat both of those teams.
Louisville's undefeated when they're healthy.
Oh, my God.
And SMU doesn't lose conference games at home. And if you watch that game, which you didn't, they got screwed by the refs. They got totally that game got totally undone by one of the worst officiating games that you'll ever see in your entire life. But Miami learned from that. Miami put themselves in that position by playing a tight game, and since then, they have totally revolutionized the way that they play their game. Players have totally come online. Pringle is a revelation. Pringle is an absolute weapon.
Super.
We have unlocked Malachi Toney, and it is a factual statement. Miami is playing much better right now than when they were the number 2 team in the nation. That is a fact check.
Let me put up on the screen some of the interactions that Mike Ryan is having as
Mike had a wild day yesterday.
He gets carried away, and he's gone after Texas's governor, called him Wheels.
Wait. Let's not do it. Let's not take the air out of this. All right, here we go. This is where it starts.
Take the air out of this.
It's your move. It's your move.
One of your moves. It's getting
Again,
worse.
what side are you on?
Yeah. All right. So this is where it starts. And our great governor, Ron DeSantis, saw this tweet that I put out there. Our great governor, tremendous governor, Ron DeSantis. So
I had that first.
Dealing with the important issues.
Yeah. So I found the principles, the outline criteria on the CFP website. And it says, for those listening on audio, the committee will select the teams using a process that distinguishes among otherwise comparable teams by considering strength of schedule.
Okay. Number 1.
Head-to-head competition. By the way, if you're looking at strength of schedule, Miami is right there neck and neck with Notre Dame. All right? So we're not talking about a wide gulf here. They're separated by 1. Head-to-head competition is number 2, seemingly overlooked so far by the committee, even though it's written in their criteria. Comparative outcomes.
Does this matter, like the order that they put it in?
I don't
is that
know.
Order of importance?
I don't know. But third on the
bullet
list,
points,
third
not
on the
in
list
order.
is comparative outcomes among common opponents. Well, guess what? Miami had several common opponents with Notre Dame, 4 of them to be exact, including each other, where Miami won. 4 of them. Miami outscored all but 1 by more points than Notre Dame. So if you want to say, well, common opponents, Miami dominated that conversation as well. So I put out this criteria. If the CFP actually has the principles they outlined in their criteria, then Miami is in. If, ... 1 hour later, our great governor, Ron DeSantis, kind of uses the template and goes with the same exact...
Not kind of uses the template, does use the exact... He stole
How
it from
about that?
you. Stole it from you.
Yeah, well,
he did not have this in his phone.
No. Will the CFP committee follow or ignore its own stated selection criteria? Great point by our tremendous governor, Ron DeSantis.
How about
Thank you, Mike.
Ron, the plagiarizer.
And so then Mike goes after Greg Abbott, who does the same thing in Texas.
Yeah, Greg Abbott then realizes, governors are doing this? Let me take the original Mike Ryan screen cap and let me – Texas, ridiculous 3-loss ass. You went to overtime with Kentucky. These are CFP principles.
And Mississippi State, sneaky decent.
Texas is at the top of these criteria more than any team on the bubble. And then I had a response to that where I kind of also added one of the principles, which was merely beat the Florida Gators. I took the same exact tile and I put a bullet point. We can throw that up there because there was one regrettable thing that I did with my tweet, my response to Greg Abbott.
What happened?
I called them wheels, which you already know because Dan totally undercut it. Greg Abbott famously in a wheelchair.
He already knows it because you had hell of a day yesterday. This was all something that
you
was
see here
on
how
the internet yesterday.
Why is that an insult? He's in a wheelchair.
You
Probably
see how I
wanna walk
added
that back.
Why is that an insult?
I did a little
He's in a
cheeky
wheelchair.
thing. I did a little cheeky thing here where in the principles I added in bold must beat the Florida Gators because we have a common opponent with Florida too. I don't know what the
Oh,
whole
yeah,
big
look,
deal
you
is.
added that. Look at that.
I mean, I'm 3-0 in my last 3 games against the vaunted SEC, so I don't know what the big talk is. I think the ACC's harder.
You apologized for this.
I had to put out, because, I mean, people were a little upset.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
he's in a wheelchair. You can't be calling him Wheels. And I understand that. That is my bad.
Right.
Attribute it to the fog of war, so I put out a written apology.
Yeah, you should at least have capitalized the word wheels if you were making that a nickname for him.
War could be stressful.
War is hell, Zaz.
That's what I heard.
And I put out this statement that is there for your perusal. If, Dan, you'd like to read it for
That's
the
official
audience.
Miami letterhead.
Well, the Miami Department of War is the letterhead. I don't believe that's official Miami letterhead.
it is. Official to me.
Although
Yeah,
it
it is
says
official.
Office of Public Communications and it reads official statement.
Right.
This is
Early-
from the school.
It's from a golden cane.
This
so
is
it's
not
official.
from the school. This is from Mike Ryan. It's the official statement. Earlier today, in the heat of spirited sports debate, I referred to Greg Abbott as Wheels in a miscalculated attempt at jocular banter. Upon reflection, this phrasing did not accurately convey my intended sentiment. I should have simply called him a bitch, as was my initial instinct. For this lapse in precision and clarity, I offer my sincere apology. The Miami Department of War remains committed to direct, effective, and unmistakable communication in all matters of conflict, athletic or otherwise. And I look up and I see Roy dressed as John Tesh, as all of this is inappropriate. This is
Quite the statement, because Mike doesn't like that word.
I don't. If you know anything about me.
Bitch or war?
Well, the B word.
We love the W word.
Yeah. I was built for this. I've been on the front lines for 4 weeks. You ever see any of those war movies where they find the isolated guy in a tower that's been there for a month and he's gone a little cuckoo? That's what I've been. While you guys, Johnny-come-latelys, but I'm so happy you guys found your balls now that we're 10-2. It's great to have you here on the front lines.
You
with me.
signed this respectfully? Respectfully?
Mm-hmm. I mean,
You have to.
How is Wheels more offensive than bitch?
I don't like to use that word. I don't even like to hear it out loud, so can you not?
Well, it's in the official statement from the Department of War, though.
On the school letterhead.
It says, well, it's not school letterhead. It's
Yeah, it's an official
Department of War letterhead.
The MDOW.
It's not. Look,
It's an OS.
just because you
official
say
statement.
something's official on the letter, put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Is something officially official if it reads official on the letterhead?
Official
Because
to me.
I
Yes.
believe you all
What kind
are.
of question is that?
You are all saying that this is official, but I just see Department of War, which I don't think the University of Miami has one of those.
Well, neither
The
does
MDOW.
America.
The MDOW.
I don't believe any of that was respectful. I believe that I have an accurate appraisal of how I walked in here this morning, which is Mike Ryan screaming at Greg Cody and doing what are you saying no
I think he was
for?
screaming, "What are they consistently saying?"
That is what he was. Thank you. That is what the argument was. You said something has been consistently said, and what I walked in on was Mike Ryan screaming, "What have they been consistent about?"
Well, the chairman of the CFP selection committee,
Who has not himself been consistent because it was a different dude the first week that we did this.
He's been consistent in both directions, though. I'll give him that.
What?
Yes, the chairman of the committee
What?
at first was saying the eye test goes to Notre Dame. They've been better lately, blah blah blah. And lately he's been saying Miami is looking like the team we saw when they were 5-0. So he's acknowledging that the Canes have turned it on right when they should late in the season. So he's been inconsistent, but he's been consistent in both directions. I'll give him that.
Didn't Pat Riley tell Danny Ainge on official Miami Heat letterhead to shut the fuck up and
That's
manage
right.
his own team?
That is not correct. He sent out a team spokesman, the head of media relations, in order to do that. I don't think they put out a printed statement that also said
Yeah, but
that.
Tesh's point is well taken.
That's what Roy looks like.
Well, we'll look that up. I thought that they did too, Roy. But yeah, my beef there, and I wasn't yelling at Greg. I was genuinely curious, what have they been consistent on? Because the criteria changes week to week. It changes team to team. When they tout the virtues of Notre Dame, it's all about quality losses. And you only have to skip down one spot to hear them talk about quality wins now.
So did we.
It's not about quality losses because Bama doesn't have a big-time quality loss when they went to Florida State. That's a really bad loss, but that doesn't help our argument. We'd like to move the goalpost around here. There isn't a consistent criteria. All I know is what's on their website, and it says it values head-to-head. Now, you look at all the measurements. They have the same exact record. They have a bevy of common opponents. Miami is better than Notre Dame or right there with Notre Dame in pretty much every single analytics advanced measurement you want to use, including the traditional old win and loss.
So did we.
So when you look at the tiebreaker criteria, near the top is head-to-head. This one's easy, folks.
Should be.
It's cut and
Well,
dry.
the reason that I think it's easy is different than the empirical ones that you're citing. I simply believe that I ask, anybody who's been watching college football on Saturdays this year, do you think Miami is one of the 12 best teams in the country? Everyone is saying yes, who's not biased by whatever their allegiances
There's
are.
only one person who's not.
There's a lot of bias. So if you look at the AP, like there was a guy that covers the AAC, and he has North Texas at 11 and Miami at 20. There's even though North Texas got beat up,
they have the best quarterback.
Well, they got beat up by USF, who Miami beat, who also USF beat Florida in the swamp, something that Texas couldn't. Texas is a clown show. They have a talented roster that they wasted because their head coach sucks. Wow. And for him to go out there and invoke Miami was thrown into the end zone at the end of the game after Narduzzi called a timeout. Got one more loss than everybody else. You weren't ever dominant. Your big wins, you're barely getting it over the line. You're a joke of a team. They're real teams talking here. See yourself out. And for you to take a shot at Mario Cristobal, do you know what the hell you have brought? Do you know? Do you know what you've done? Because Mario Cristobal is now going to join everybody.
Head-to-head.
And he's going head-to-head with you.
Head-to-head.
We actually have a resume. You got 3 losses and a loss to a common opponent that we have dragged. You want to tell me about how hard it is to go into the swamp? Mario Cristobal has a very recent data point on that, too.
Head-to-head.
So Sarkisian did point out what some people have been pointing out, which is at the end of the Virginia Tech game and Pittsburgh game, Miami was throwing into the end zone with decided games.
Who cares?
They should.
Those minutes don't count?
They told us that it counts.
You have to do that.
They told us that all this stuff counts.
Yes, it's called style points.
I understand.
Ruining the game.
I understand why he was doing it. He still had his starters in at the end of the Pitt game.
Damn right he did. He's trying to win a national championship.
They're trying to tell us what the criteria is. It's not our fault that they change it week to week, but one of the things that we've heard is we have to be more impressive, especially against common opponents, so we've done that.
Consistent both ways, as Greg Cody likes to say, that they've been consistent in opposite directions.
They have.
And you give them credit for that.
No, I don't. I fault them for that.
No, you said before you gave them, you said you had to at least give them credit for that.
Well, but look, the dichotomy is ridiculous. They're not consistent. They should be behind Miami. And by the way, Notre Dame's just scored 70 points on somebody.
It's
not Syracuse. It's a one common opponent in which they outscored Miami.
So it's not like Notre Dame's not running up the score.
Notre Dame, I believe
points.
Notre Dame to be a
Please
playoff
stop
team.
summoning that Syracuse game. They're on their third-string quarterback. They lost at home to North Carolina. They lost at home by 30 to Boston College. Please stop talking about Syracuse as if that 70-7 means
I feel like
anything.
a good way to gauge where we are with this. Last week, I believe Mike was ripping like local AP voters for voting Notre Dame over Miami. Like I believe we named Jordan McPherson. Have we flipped him at least?
I told you.
Did he? Who did he vote for?
That wasn't going to be a thing the following week. Didn't I tell you?
Who accused me
Did we flip
of
him?
being a non-ball knower? I want to know, is Mario Cristobal coming on this show?
I don't
What
know,
are those
Dan. You've done a lot of-
negotiations?
you've done a lot of
I've done
damage.
what?
You've
You
done a
tell
lot
me.
of damage.
Tell me what
You know what you
damage.
do.
No.
Silence speaks volumes.
It's not silence. It's not silence. It's anytime this team runs up to any adversity,
You
try
guys-
to bring Jeremy or Billy Gill to the proceedings and speak for an audience that you think loves to drink my tears, which is fine, and that's a trade that you're making. You're more loyal to the audience than the University of Miami. I will give you that. I am not. My loyalties are laid out there.
Damn right.
It's the you.
What are you doing?
And then
Damn,
God.
not a loyalist. Not a loyalist, Le Batard.
I'm surrounded by homers, and I want to know who's making the accusation that
Like I said,
am
names
a
were not named.
non-ball knower.
It was just
We
let's
are
keep
being
the
out
non-
there.
We're
It
being-
was just
out
a
there.
note to if he joins. Let's keep the non-ball knowers.
Eddie's Corporal. Dan's the problem. I had a back and forth being like, don't worry, come on the show. Look, this is important. I know we don't like Dan. I don't like Dan. All right? But you got to come
But we
on our
need him here.
platform. We need you on our platform. You need to use this and get your messaging out there.
not
I'll
sure
be
I want
there.
him. I'm
Don't
not
worry.
sure I want
Jonathan
him.
Zaslow will be there. You'll be surrounded
Greg
by
Cody's
ball
in.
knowers.
He likes me. Mario likes me.
No,
Yeah,
you were-
he loves you, Greg.
I used you as a pitch.
Yeah,
like, Greg will be in.
you're helpful. Jeremy can't be in here.
Oh yeah, he's out.
I don't know if I like to be referred to as helpful, but your point is well
You were
taken.
just like bragging about
You
I'm
are
here.
helpful.
Yep.
Yeah, you're
the
helpful.
unbiased.
I mean, I'm pro
media in
UM.
this room.
They are absolutely one of the 12 best teams.
You are a homer, a helpful homer.
Yeah, look, you guys keep throwing these words out like homer and bias, thinking
And
that it
wheels
affects me.
and bitch and war.
Everyone knows what I am. I wear it on my sleeve. I am a proud Miami Hurricane booster.
Yep.
I love this program pretty much more than anything that isn't a human being on this planet. and I will die for this program if I have to. And I have shown you by sticking my neck out on the I would die. I would die.
No, you shouldn't do that.
I would die.
Extreme.
That's war.
It's an
Are you willing to die for your?
For somebody
Are you
who's
willing to
ranked
die for a
13th?
cause?
No, man.
Look, you want to call it ridiculous? This is how I live. All right. This has me devastated.
This is his life.
This has me. You have to pick me up off the floor with a spatula when we lose to FIU, and when we win number 6, I will be elated because it'll be the greatest moment of my life. That's who I am, pal. I live life to the fullest. Emotions on my sleeve. You know exactly where I am. How can you accuse me of bias and homerism when I tell you straight to your face who I am?
The volleyball team made the tournament.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Tom Brady was at the game the other day.
I can accuse you of homerism and bias when you tell me straight to my face that you're a biased homer. That's how I can do it.
I'm an ally.
And you've used pal now 3 times this segment.
Yeah, that's how you know I'm mad.
Well, I knew you were mad when I walked in here.
Escalating
when
tears.
I
Don't make me say a word that I don't like to say.
When I walked in here, I knew you were mad because you were threatening to fight an old man.
And I'm an ally.
I know I've been a lot. I know I've been a lot, and we've probably lost national audience here. This is my life. I care deeply about it. I stuck my neck out 4 weeks ago when none of you people thought we'd go 10-2. It's very easy to find your voice now.
Hold on a second. Just let me slow you down for a second and make everyone understand who it is you're fighting when I come in here and you've practically got Greg Cody by the lapels. I want you to see what a text exchange I had with Greg Cody this weekend where I'm just simply trying to get him to lunch with a friend of ours, okay? And I've told him to meet us right here at the studio so I can make it all easy for him.
He drives
okay?
twice a week.
Yes. So go ahead and put the text up there that I have where I'm like, you can park in front of the office, and Greg asks me what office.
Oh,
okay, so that's where we start.
Who refers to the studio as an office? Am I wrong?
It's an office outside.
I think in the context of what you were doing, it was.
Where else? If you were meeting me at we already agreed that we were meeting at the Elser, and I tell you it's at the office at the Elser. Where else would it be other than the studio?
Well, how about use the word studio?
Okay, so I did that.
I feel like you're just being a jerk, though, with what office?
All right, no, but then the next step on this, I say the studio, and then he says, I thought I was supposed to just valet park and you're picking me up. And I tell him, don't text and drive because he's already lost, and I can tell that he's having trouble just because he's an old man. And so he tells me that, look at the last text there. He got lost on the way to the office.
It's supposed to be a private text exchange, by the way. Betrayer over here.
A couple wrong turns.
Where's
to
my
somewhere you
privacy?
go every week.
I followed Waze.
Oh, you're blaming Waze.
That's messed up. Whoever leaked those private texts. That's
Thank
a
you,
bad,
Mike.
bad look. You can't be doing that.
It's ridiculous. Where's my privacy?
You got some nerve, man.
How do you get lost on the way to the
suing somebody.
How do you get lost on the way to the office?
The studio. I didn't get lost. Waze misdirected me. You know, I'm trying to. That's the problem with Waze. In order to save, because Waze thinks you're going to save 9 seconds, it reroutes you. So if you trust it, you trust it. No more do I trust it.
No, but it asks you, do you want an updated route? You have to click yes.
No way this was Waze's fault.
Well, how do you get lost on the way to the office? I'll say it again. Like you've been coming here for now a couple of years.
If you start referring to it as a studio, I'll address you.
He's called me pal a couple of times and told me to shut my mouth. We're not even an hour yet into the show.
CFP rankings day. I'm on edge.
I think my dad's deflecting because that lunch that he went with you on Friday caused major controversy in the PFPI.
It did.
There were just picks not made because there was a Friday. You said yesterday you forgot about the Friday game. So did the commissioner. So we had multiple teams.
I made my picks.
Multiple teams not turn in picks. Usually every week he's on top. Hey, these people don't have their picks in yet. And this week, no text. The game goes by. We get a text of, a couple people didn't make their picks. No accountability from the league. Yes, it is the responsibility of the teams to get their picks in. But every other week, you are on top of it. And you weren't this week. You clearly just forgot about the game. No accountability. Imagine if they just forgot to play the game. Roger Goodell would come out and say, hey, the team should have showed up, but this is on me. I'm the face of this league. I'm the commissioner.
So if New England and the Giants last night just forgot to play the game, that's on the commissioner.
You don't think Roger Goodell speaks today if they just forgot to play the game of saying, this will never happen again in my league?
Crazy.
This is crazy. No, he's about to blame.
No, Greg doesn't need to.
He's going to blame Waze again?
He was mad at me. He was mad at me for not telling the other team. So now he's blaming other teams in the league.
Okay, did you make your pick?
Yes.
Okay. 2 of the 3 teams that did not make their pick were the Giraffes and the Ferraris, who live under your roof. Did you ever think...
Why are you... it's not my responsibility. You always tell us not to talk to each other about our picks.
Okay, you're patently wrong.
Just take a little accountability. It was a bad look for the PFBI.
Look, I don't... what do I have to wipe the ass of my teams?
Just say, hey, bad look for the league. This is my league. I'm the face.
No.
See, look at this. No accountability.
I would wipe the ass of my team any day, twice on Saturday.
I said your hand was up his back, and Tony
no
got mad
accountability
at me.
from the league. I don't like that from you, though. Okay. Anybody else can say you. I don't.
No
like
accountability from the league.
I forfeited a win for the 3 malcontents, the 3 ne'er-do-wells who refused to make the Friday pick.
Just take a little accountability.
In Greg's defense,
literally out to lunch.
That Black Friday game. Does
You out
sneak
to
up
lunch?
It does sneak up on you. But it's also not the NFL's first Black Friday day.
Yeah.
I believe it's the 3rd.
Right, so maybe you should have been on that.
I'm sorry. This is a new tradition for me. You gotta have to do it more than 3 years for
I
me
got
to know
surprised by it on
Literally
Friday.
out to lunch.
3 p.m. too. It's a weird start.
Black Friday is a college football day.
Out to lunch.
Colorado versus Nebraska.
It's an Egg Bowl day. It's been
Just
an Egg Bowl day for a long time.
Take a little accountability.
How about you run for commissioner?
It's your league.
You run for
If
commissioner.
I was commissioner, I would have been like, hey, bad look for the league. This won't happen again.
It's a bad look for the 3 people who missed the pick.
See, look at it.
It's
He
not
just
a bad.
won't take any responsibility.
It's not a bad look for the league. It's the team members' responsibility to make their own picks on time, and you know it.
He got you.
But every other week, you're on top of it.
He got your ass. Nah, he got your ass, Chris. It's over. It's over.
The fight's over.
Salute.
And you know it. And you're finished.
Can we put it on the poll? Is it Black Friday without Colorado, Nebraska?
Also, put it on the poll, and you know it. Yes or no? He got lost on the way to the office.
The studio, and I did not get lost. I was derailed 5 minutes.
How can you say you were not lost? You took a couple of wrong turns.
Not even one. You took a couple.
I took a couple.
That's lost.
Yeah.
What do you
well,
mean?
Nobody would know it if you hadn't betrayed my privacy by exposing
the people who
erstwhile private
the
text
people
exchange.
who were waiting for you knew it because you were late. You were late by 30 minutes because you got lost.
We were fashionably late.
Like that. Miami time,
perfect.
we call it, Greg. We call it Miami time. Plus, down here in downtown, it's a lot of one-way streets. You think you're going to be able to go one way, you can't. You got to go up 2 streets and make a right to then make a left.
Yes.
Exactly. All of a sudden, there's a fire truck, and you're like, where the hell did this thing come from?
And then the Waze lady is telling me to take a U-turn.
It's a lady, huh?
And I don't want to take a U-turn.
Wow.
So
Right.
I am purposely rejecting her advice,
Now
and I
it's making
continue
sense.
to go for 4 or 5 miles until she continues to say the U-turn. So finally I relent.
It's not Waze's fault if she's telling you what to do and you're not doing
Always
it.
had Waze as a
4 or
guy.
5 miles.
Now it makes sense.
No, Zaz, don't do that.
Don't do what?
Come on, stop it.
We know what you're doing.
Come on. Let him
Greg's the one who put it out there. I'm just backing him up.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cook, Daddy.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Zaz. Always on my side,
Mhm.
Zazlo.
I don't think you're following
That's
along.
not true at all.
No.
I have failed to get to the Miami Heat today, who had 6 blocks in
what a
the
night.
first quarter. The Clippers look so old. They're playing so slow in the half court.
Good thing they have their pick.
Kawhi hadn't played in 10 games and then was on a minutes restriction. Not just that pick. You've got listen to what's going to happen in this league because it's about to get ruined if Oklahoma City stays healthy.
It's worse than when the Warriors had Durant.
They've lost 1 game, and their point differential through 20, they're winning by an average of 15 points without playing their starters, and they might get the number 1 pick, and they've got Philly's pick, too. They might get...
They could have 3 picks in the lottery.
They might have 2 picks. Wait a minute. 3? I thought they might have 2 picks in the top 5 if Philadelphia is bad enough.
Is Philadelphia protected top 3, I think, maybe?
The OKC is in a position where they might have, through 20 games, the best team anyone's ever seen.
20-1.
The defending champions have the best team anyone's ever seen statistically through 20 games. They're winning by an average. Go look at the point differentials in the East and look at what OKC's point differential is. Because they're at 15 points a game. They're winning while not playing their fourth quarter starters, and they might have the first pick and the 5th pick because the Clippers are so dreadful. Look how happy Zaz is.
It's just funny. It's just a funny thing. They're 20-1. They might also have the number 1 overall pick.
Not funny.
The one thing they don't have, though, is Davion Mitchell.
What? Davion Mitchell.
Top 5 point guard in the East.
I mean, he's making threes and he doesn't turn the ball over. It's pretty impressive.
You know about that off night?
How about 30 more points from Norman Powell?
The L's at the end. I don't know if those are.
No? 30 more from Norman Powell. It's like a superhero. He's not Norman Powell. He's Norman Powell.
Clevelander.
I should tell the audience that we've got a bit of an emotional week, I would say, here this week as we are leaving this studio. It's been an eventful 2 years where the show has struggled and groaned under the weight of trying to build a business. And we're going to move into new studios. Everything is moving after, I think it's close to 10 years here. And we're going to remember some of the things from the Clevelander because as expensive as the property value has gotten around here, the neighborhood has really deteriorated. There has been...
so is my health.
There's been a lot of
but that's your fault.
Shootings here recently and assassinations, plural. And we need to get out of here. And next
And that
week...
move is brought to you by Miller Lite. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
Next week is going to be a little bit difficult because we're going to be in the change. And these are not your problems. They are our problems. But we ask for yet more patience after 2 years of trying to build this thing. We're excited about getting into new studios. And we will remember the Clevelander throughout the rest of the week here, because one of the great memories I have, Stugotz, it really is one of my favorites as I've gotten late in life and have learned to appreciate some of this nonsense that we get to do every day, is the weekend before we were going to go on ESPN radio and start with whatever it is we were doing with them. They were going to make this studio look like all the other studios, which is just blue paneling behind us that would be nondescript. And my brother and I spent the entire weekend here putting all of this stuff up. And the reason that it's one of my favorite memories is because I remember the screaming phone calls on Monday when no one had been informed that that's what we would look like. And they didn't want us to look like that. Or no one had given them a heads up, I should say. It's not that they didn't want us to look like that. It's that they were going for homogenized at the beginning, and we put up all these tiles that we're at some point here going to just auction off because they've been here for 10 years representing us as we make a move to become a bigger business. We've got, Mike, do you know how many employees we have now? I don't know how many employees we have now.
I walked into to today's pre-production meeting, and I was a little stunned at how many people were in that room, considering it's just jarring seeing how we've started. And there was a lot of people here when we were doing HQ. It was even tighter back then in many respects because we had the equipment. But I think the stark contrast is from the pandemic days when ESPN would only allow you and me in these studios and people were zooming in. So maybe I'll have fonder memories when we get out of here, and I'll look back on some of the stuff that we did here and created here fondly, but I cannot wait to get out of this godforsaken building, thanks to Miller Lite.
Yeah.
Just 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
Winner
of 3 World Beer Cups. They don't just give those things away.
You have said that this place is haunted. You have come in hot from L.A. talking way too much about sponsorships and deals. We are moving. This is a growing business, and part that you left out was the answer to my question. How many employees do we have?
I don't know.
A lot.
Yeah, I don't know. Because there's a difference between full-time employees and part-time employees, but in terms of like people that are here, it seems like 87.
It's not here, but it's not just here, but it's a lot of people. It's much, much more than what's on air as we try to get up a video.
You would think the show would be a lot better.
You really would.
But it's only gotten worse.
Well, the solution to everything is hire more people, and then all that happens is more problems.
Well,
is what I've noticed.
Again, the deterioration of everybody's health.
Yes, that's part of what's
over
happening.
This show.
So, do you have a top 5 nostalgic, syrupy memories instead of hauntings? Let's do some top 5 lists to celebrate our time here. 8 to 10 years, so Stugotz can be nostalgic, so that Roy can be nostalgic.
It's been 8 to 10 years for everybody else. It's been 20 to 30 for Stu.
Yeah, it has.
All in space, by the way.
Yep.
Billy can get emotional here. Teach the young ones.
I don't want to leave.
I revealed
so
that
not
today
true.
in the
Liar.
garage. The
Billy
guy
said
was-
that to me. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
having a
and
heater in the garage.
He was talking to Cougs upstairs in the garage. I was walking down.
Who's Cougs?
Cougs?
Oh, you know.
Do you not
Come on,
want
come on,
to?
Dan.
I am more worried about them finding a body underneath your desk than I am in Mel Reese.
I have a plastic container. I have to take all this stuff today, I was told. So
That's why you don't want to leave, because you got to clean up.
I like it here. I mean, downtown floods. I don't know if we're supposed to say we're going to downtown, but it floods there, and anytime it rains, I'm gonna have to get a boat or a kayak to get from my car.
Is the Judd
floods here,
Apatow sock puppet still over there?
No, I think one of the dancers took that.
To be clear, we have a day and a time of great hope, and you're already fearing change. You're
It's
already
not fear, as I'm comfortable here. This place is fine to me. I don't
Billy's Fear is brought to you by Miller Lite. Just 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
I'm gonna see the new studio today. Maybe that'll change things.
You don't want to move? You don't want to move?
I mean, I don't think I get a vote on this. I think it's happening whether I want to or not.
Yeah, we're a little further along. But I am excited for everybody to experience the new building. I've gone over there a couple of times, and I was honestly moved to tears the first time, just because there's so much space. So much space to do
tears.
this. I was, yeah, because it feels like.
Were you wearing a hard hat?
No. We're beyond that. But not to get too into it, and I'm sure there's plenty of time for nostalgia and stuff like that. But we've been through a lot, man. It's been hard. We've been through a couple of different companies and a bunch of different incarnations of the show. I've had really good memories here, and I've had some professional lows that I would just like to remove myself from. I feel like all those emotions every time I come into this building, which is good and bad, and I'm just really excited for a new mile marker for the company. It feels like actual growth, because we're going to do this in a much nicer place, and I'm excited for that.
All that space in the new building also sponsored by Miller Lite.
Killing it.
We will get to the top 5. Good contribution so far, Greg.
Did you slur?
Why did he slur this?
I mean, when he starts to drinking.
Miller Lite, yeah.
The guy's bleeding. Leave him alone. I mean,
he is bleeding. He's got another wound.
But Billy thinks he looks
look great, though.
It looks
Yeah,
like he's had
exactly.
work done.
Thank you, Billy.
I don't think Billy was being sarcastic.
I wasn't. I mean, you have a nice haircut, clean shaven. Got a pep in your step today.
Pep in it.
Mm-hmm.
We have. I should probably just tell the audience, because I remember promising Stugotz, and I've lied here, and I try not to lie to the audience or anybody.
Same.
That I would.
What happened?
That I would show the audience like what the last 2 years have been like while we were doing it. We've just had to conceal some of it because it's been hard and messy, and you've probably felt it in the strain of the show. The show.
This episode of the Dan Le Batard Show is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
So Tony got it right. The Thunder also have Utah's pick. So if the season ended today, the Thunder would have the 6th, 9th, and 14th pick in the draft. Look at Zaslow. You shouldn't be smiling like that.
That's crazy.
If you love basketball that way. That team is too good, and they've got what's going to go down as one of the worst trades we've ever seen, because the Clippers, I can't explain to you how slow and old they looked last night. To allow 6 blocks in the first quarter?
They're terrible.
They're just really bad. And to reiterate both Mike's point and the point I was making about Mike's hand being up Mario Cristobal's back, you have Miami is the only team in the top 15 that isn't ranked ahead of the team it beat head-to-head. So Georgia's ranked ahead of Ole Miss, and Texas Tech is ranked ahead of BYU, and Oklahoma is ahead of Alabama, and Alabama is ahead of Vanderbilt. And head-to-head. And the quote from Mario Cristobal, and tell me if you've heard this before, quote, "There's no one playing better football than Miami right now. We're playing better football than we were playing when we were number 2 in the country." See if you've heard that quote before.
That's a coincidence.
Diana Rossini is with us now, senior NFL insider for The Athletic and the host of the Scoop City podcast. She's working on Christmas Day, which I just cannot imagine is going over very well in her family. She's doing the Netflix game. Are you being accused by the family of ruining Christmas, of working too much? What's happening here?
Is my family that predictable at this point? Yeah, of course they are. How could I possibly work on Christmas Day when I'm a mom? I'm choosing myself. I'm selfish. I'm not concerned about the family or the joy of Mikey and Joey. So I talk to my parents pretty regularly. That hasn't happened. It's been a couple days because I know that they're mad, and I don't want to hear it. But I don't know, Greg. What do you think?
Fumble.
What do I do here?
I think you're doing all the right thing. You're juggling. That's what you do, right? You juggle. You're not forgetting your kids.
Did you just get surprised by that question because you dropped something that you were juggling before she asked the question and you were surprised that it came to you? Is that what just happened?
Yeah, I dropped my phone and the rest is history.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Sorry about
so
that.
you want to think for a second because you didn't have time to think. You were thinking she's doing the right thing by
I think she is.
betraying her family on Christmas to selfishly choose herself and Vikings Lions.
She's juggling. She's multitasking. This is what strong modern women do, Dan. They multitask. They juggle. They do it all.
Yeah, but she's not multitasking on this day. She's choosing football over her family.
I don't see that.
Well, what do you mean? It's Christmas Day, and she's going to be not with her family.
I have not heard her say that. Did you miss Christmas?
Christmas is
It
coming
hasn't
up.
happened yet.
Christmas is coming up. Thanksgiving was the one we just had.
I meant Thanksgiving.
Christmas is the one coming up.
She's already anticipating missing Christmas.
Okay.
He's lost.
So, Greg,
Preemptive.
No, Greg is actually spot on with making that mistake because it reminded me. So yes, I was with my family on Thanksgiving.
Of course,
it was awesome, and we had a great day. And when I saw the 4-year-old for the first time in the morning, and he was watching his cartoons, he said, "Happy Mother's Day." I said, "No, Mike, it's Thanksgiving." He's like, "Happy Mother's Day."
Aw.
So my point is, every day is Mother's Day, but my point is they don't understand what holiday is when anyway.
Right.
So I think if they were older, I would probably have a hard time taking this opportunity that Netflix is giving me to work on Christmas on a big game. But my thought is I can go do the game. I get to do something I've never done before. And then I can just come home and Christmas can be on Friday, like the next day. And they won't even know the difference because they don't understand calendars. They don't have cell phones to talk to their friends.
Right.
Right? So
Oh, but I think the other kids are going to say, well, Santa already
I've
saw
thought
us.
about that. I've thought about that too, because here's the other part that is probably important, and now you're definitely going to turn on me. So we host Christmas. Kevin and I, we do it. And so we have about 25 to 30 people here.
Wow.
I still believe we should do it, even though I'm not here, because everyone likes that tradition. My family thinks that that's outrageous that I would have him host without me here and put it all on him, and he wants to do it. So that's the other factor in all this, that all these people are going to be at my house and I'm not here.
I have not talked to you as your mother in a while. Can you do an impersonation of what your mother is hitting you with here, as if you don't already have enough guilt and shame about finally choosing yourself for once instead of those demon monsters?
So she's actually doing something she has never done before, which is why I know she's mad. She's not saying anything. The only thing she said was when Netflix offered me the job, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do at the time. But there was like a 10-minute window where I wasn't sure because of the Christmas situation. And I called them and said, "Look, this is what I've got going on." And she said, wait. On Christmas? You're not going to be there on Christmas? You're going to work on TV on Christmas? I'm like, yeah. You can't do that. You can't do that. You got kids now. You're turning very selfish. You're very worried about yourself. And that's the problem. You're going to wind up alone. You're going to lose Kevin. Those boys are going to hate you. And like she goes that far. Like she does. She pushes it. And my father, who's wonderful and says 3 words a year, just weighed in and was like, "You're making the wrong decision."
Wow.
Family support. Family support. Both of them think it's the wrong decision.
Exactly. And by the way, my husband sends me flower, like hug, kiss, wakes up, was like, "I am so proud of you." Like everything you could ever hope for in a support system, right? And this is the person he's not blood. My own blood does not care. They first of all, do you think Camille and Rick Rossini are going to be able to even find Netflix? Like that's the other part of this, right? Like they're going to be like even for this show, because my dad loves you guys, like just finding this has been such a big deal. Like, and I explain, I show them on the phone, on the YouTube, I do the whole thing. But I want it on my TV, the whole, so none of this is really gonna matter. And it always goes back to, as traditional as they are is about the family, it's gonna just go back to how many people at the deli come up to them and say they saw me. If a lot of people say they saw me, they'll be like, oh yeah, she's doing so good. We're so proud of her. But if no one sees it, they won't care. Like that. That's why they had a hard time when I became a writer.
Everyone's going to see it. Everyone's going to see it. They're going to turn.
Dan, you know why your husband is being so supportive about it, right? You know what? You know what husbands love. Dan?
They love money.
Not as much as the wives.
No, they love it.
Not as much as the wives.
They love money as much as the wives.
But
do.
husbands
just as much
love
as
money.
the wives. Every bit as much as the wives.
I have he just doesn't want to deal with me. Like
oh, it's that.
But look, he gets it too. Like this, I'm so excited for this opportunity. As hard as it is, I haven't done a lot of big games on the sideline. You guys always see me on the field doing pregame and postgame. I don't do a lot of sideline in game. So I'm
what
excited.
game is it?
It's Vikings and Lions.
Lions at Vikings.
Okay,
It's indoors.
you know what? I'm sorry.
In that one.
I'm sorry to do this to Zaz.
Come on, Zaz, out to lunch, huh? Early? Go hit the showers, buddy.
Minor penalty, 2 minutes for not listening to the show.
We'll lock in. Diana, this seems to be a weird season for head coaching candidates. Maybe it's because Ben Johnson was such a hot candidate. We talked about him for 2 years that everybody knew who the belle of the ball was. In college football, Lane dominated the story, but who's the hot coaching candidate that's going to be the belle of the ball this year with all the available jobs? There's some good jobs available.
I know. Hi, Mike. Look, I think the Titans obviously have had the head start on this, and you always just have to piece together who knows who because it's a relationship business. And Mike Borgonzi, the general manager there, comes from Kansas City where he had a great relationship with Matt Nagy. And you look at this Chiefs offense. Look, the team.
God.
Don't do that
the
to
team
Cam.
is on life support. Right?
No, I can't do this. No.
For a lot of reasons. But Matt Nagy, wants another shot at this. He got some opportunity last go around with the Jets. He met with them before they settled on Aaron Glenn, obviously. But I think that's going to be a name. I think Robert Saleh is actually going to make another comeback in all this with whoever just like panted or exhaled or took a breath. Like, I hear you because our memories are New York, right? It's that Jets debacle. And we talked about it so many times on the show. But what he's doing with the San Francisco 49ers defense is pretty tremendous. And look, I give Kyle Shanahan tons of credit as well, but Saleh's doing something with a lot of injuries and not a lot of guys. By the way, so I know you can't like call into your show, but I was thinking of you guys yesterday. I was doing another show and I looked down at my phone and I see the Vikings tweet out that they've moved on from Adam Thielen. And all I kept thinking was, do you guys remember that day?
20 minutes of questions. So important.
It was, and I'm so embarrassed that I thought it was that important.
Yeah.
And it was a good moment of growth for me from then to now, especially seeing that tweet. I'm like, here I am being rude to my friends who are so kind to me, bring me on their show. I'm ignoring them because I'm trying to get a trade about a player that's not even on a team anymore.
So you mentioned two guys that had opportunities before and it didn't go well for them. But who's the hot, sexy name? It's usually usually look at the McVay or Shanahan tree. So is Chris Shula going to be a head man?
I think if I may, Diana, just to add to that, it's a terrible coach year and quarterback year, right? If you need a coach or a quarterback, you're stuck.
Oh, bad coach
Yeah,
year.
and look at the teams that are thriving. They nailed the coach, they got the quarterback, right? And that's always the name of the game. And any coach that wants to get in or is trying to move up, they always just point to, do they have a quarterback? And that's why certain coaches are taking certain jobs, going back to this past offseason with Ben Johnson, right? When he was looking around and he pretty much could get any job he wanted to get, he went to a place where he thought the quarterback was the best for him. New England at the time obviously has the best quarterback in terms of what was available last year, but they obviously wanted Mike Vrabel there. So to answer Mike's question about Shula, yeah, I do think he's going to be another big name that's going to make a run here and get some attention. But you're right. There isn't anyone at this moment that's like everyone's whispering about, of like, wow, this guy's got coach material. Anthony Weaver is the name that comes up during a lot of the cycles, because he's a good mix of culture builder, and also he's a good defensive coordinator.
Have you heard anything about Jeff Brom? Because my sources are telling me he's getting a lot of NFL interest.
I know my sources didn't share that with me. What are they telling you about him?
Well, I know that the Giants were kicking the tires on he and Lane, and he's a name that's been bandied about. He's got the college job that he would want. He's at his alma mater. I'm sure if Alabama came knocking, he'd listen, but the pros, I think, are a better fit for him in terms of, does he really want to recruit? He's got a pro game mind, and people would look to him to develop quarterbacks.
Here's the one thing I can tell about New York. They are definitely not tapping their toe in any college first-time head coach stuff. They are on a mission to have someone come in here and build this thing from the jump. Like, they're not in a space of being patient anymore. They want a leader. They want identity. They want to know who the New York Giants are again, because I have no clue what they are now.
Let's play some sound here in a moment of Abdul Carter talking about being late again and sitting out the first quarter. And I want to also get to something from last night's game that I've never seen before, and I don't think any of us have ever seen before in a professional game. But let's just get Abdul Carter, again, sat out the first quarter, first-round pick. I think he got his first sack last night. He has not been very good for them, and he was sort of a consensus beast that everyone wanted this person, but he can't show up to meetings on time. Here's his explanation after the game.
An eye on. The Hornets broke the Raptors' 9-game winning streak.
Okay, that's
Why did I hear
that's still Amin's
still
weekend
doing that?
observations. We'll go back to Abdul Carter here in a
That is
moment.
funny. Amin was just still going.
Yeah, he's still going from the weekend observations. That's not a reference that Diana's going to understand at all. So let's go back to Abdul Carter talking after the game.
Your second time in 3 weeks. You didn't start. What happened?
It happens.
What happened?
I ain't gonna get into detail. Like I said, shit happens.
Why, Abdul?
Ask me the same question. I just answered.
You can't be an irresponsible child when you're a professional and get mad that people are asking about it for the second time in 3 weeks. Grow up.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that the interim coach, asked about that. He says coach's decision on why he sat out at the beginning of the game. Call him on the carpet for it. Say what it is. Say he just missed. He was late for a meeting, second time in 3 weeks.
What if it's worse than that?
Well, say the truth.
I think
you
teams like to
that.
conceal that to protect their employees.
But he's getting upset at reporters. Please.
Where are you on this, Diana?
Yeah, look, this is not new. This has been the problem with the Giants. And I'd heard it even when Brian Daboll was here, of just there was not a lot of accountability with the best players. And the good teams hold their best players accountable. Even I was at the Eagles game on Friday, and I was in their losing locker room afterwards. And there's a certain way the leaders handle themselves, even when things are not good, because they're not good at all in Philly. And I just think Abdul Carter is just very immature right now, and he hasn't had anyone else on defense. He's had no leadership around him to show him how to do it, because that's a problem too, right? Like, you have to be able to police your own locker room. Those are what the good teams do. That's what the Chiefs have always been so good at. They don't need Andy Reid in there saying, this is how you do it. They've got the dudes in there. The New York Giants don't have anyone to tell Abdul Carter, hey, man, show up. Don't fall asleep in the training room, or whatever it is that he did the last time. This isn't surprising. This is a team that's pretty dysfunctional at this moment.
Diana, the AFC South is getting very, very interesting. We got the Texans in the mix. The Jags are looking good. The Colts with Daniel Jones' broken fibula. What's going on in the AFC South?
Yeah, how do you play with a fractured fibula? I'm still I'm actually working on that right now. Like, how severe is this? Like, I knew of a little boy once who fell off one of those jumpy jumps, and he had a fractured fibula, and he was in a cast for like 6 months. Like, I get he was a baby, but like, I don't know. How is he out there playing?
Detail.
So look, I first of all, the Texans. This is a team that I was just done with them. Actually, they were bothering me so much because they have such a good defense, and it was so obvious that on offense they couldn't figure it out. And anyone I talked to around the Texans kept saying, like, it just needs a little bit more time. There's so much change here. We got a new OC. We got a new offensive lineman. And they're right, because now look at it, and it's all clicking. And I think they're just doing a really good job of taking care of the football, too. And all the teams that are doing well, have the most consistent thing going for them, and that's the run game. Anyone that's running the ball well right now is winning games. And they've got the momentum on their side because of it.
Put it on the poll. Did you know a little boy once who fell off of one of those jumpy jumps? I want to look at some still images here of something that shocked me and Danny DeVito last night. Danny DeVito was on the Manning cast and was just appalled that Younghoe Koo, who I'm telling you, when I saw him in Atlanta, I'm like, that's as trustworthy a kicker as there is in the league when I saw him in Atlanta. But those jobs seem to mentally test some people in ways that seem excruciating. When you're not a real football player, you're just the foot, and you come out onto the field and none of the other guys actually respect you. Younghoe Koo, the hold was bad. The ball was placed poorly. His left foot ended up too close to the holder, and then he just stubbed his right toe and never got the kickoff. Like,
it was the equivalent of a golf duff chip, where your club hits the ground a foot behind the ball.
Or as Roy calls it, a shot.
I don't understand what happened there. So can you explain to me what the hell happened there? How does this happen to a professional kicker?
You did it. You said it all. All the things played into it. And the golf analogy is perfect. It's just essentially a whiff. By the way, I've done this in soccer before. And usually it's because your eyes are looking too in front of you. Like you're too focused on the wrong thing. And by the way, don't understate how much that hurts. Like what he did, just think about your foot getting caught like that. Like the ligaments in there. And
that's what you think hurts about football?
Turf toe, Dan. Turf toe.
That's what you think hurts about football?
We were all
No, I think in that situation, look, we saw about 5 or 6 hits last night that you're like, oh my God, right? In the cold and the type of hits they're taking. But that's painful. That is painful to kick the ground.
But it's not just.
Think about how cold the ground is.
It's not just painful. It's totally incompetent. Like it's
embarrassing.
His foot is stopped by the ground so thoroughly that it never gets near the football.
Yeah. Ridgewood, New Jersey.
You got to cut him today.
Grew up a Giants fan.
You got to cut him.
I thought he fired him right then.
Put it on the poll. Should the Giants have come out on the field and fired Younghoe Koo as soon as his toe got caught in the ground? The more impressive takeaway, I can't believe the Patriots have won 10 straight. I can't believe they're the first team to 11 wins in the sport. And I also can't believe that Drake May is the best deep ball passer in the league. Like, I expected him to be good. I can't believe how good he is deep with those skill guys.
Yeah, I think a lot of people had that same opinion and thought, and I can just tell you from my own perspective of seeing him in the summer, like he was good. He wasn't great. Like I never left practice going, wow, this team is going to win 11 games and be top of the AFC. Like no way. If anything, I've always said the same thing about the Patriots pretty consistently, and I am eating it badly now, which is they need a year. They need a year to figure out what they're doing. But they drafted well. They made some good signings in free agency. Josh McDaniels has been spectacular with Drake. They know what they are, and they're bought in. Like all these little, they're kind of funny, no naps and, one clap after the game for every person doing something. Whatever it is that they're doing, they're eating it up and they're all in on it. And the leadership there to me has stood out because usually it's the quarterback that's the leader. I still think he's a work in progress. How could he not? He's 23 years old. But the other guys around him, even like someone like Stephon Diggs, who I've come on the show before and definitely have criticized him for the way he's handled things before in the past on other teams. He's been tremendous up there. Like everyone tells me he's all in, like he's all about it. And we know he's got a lot going on outside football too.
Diana, does Jerry Jones deserve some credit for the turnaround with the Cowboys right now?
Yes, he absolutely does. Because that was the same man who looked me right into my eyes outside that lobby of the hotel when I talked to you guys that day after during the league meetings. And he kept saying, like, he was pushing back on me, like, you keep asking me about our defense and I keep telling you the same thing and you don't want to hear it, which was we just need to make a move during the trade deadline, which they did, and we just need to go back to fundamentals. When we fix that stuff and we focus on that, we're going to win. The guy was right.
Diana, this is a weird year for me. It seems like we're going to have a Super Bowl without a super team in it. A lot of good teams still waiting for a great team to emerge. Do you agree with that, or do you see any great teams?
Absolutely. I don't remember the last time this far into the season I still go, are they good? Like, you know, when we did that as a joke a couple of weeks ago, like I couldn't tell you who was good. And I still don't really know. Like, yes, you watched the Patriots last night and the way in which they're winning as well. That tells me, okay, they're good. Are they super? No, right? At some point here, I thought the Colts were a lot like the Eagles. They're nothing like the Eagles now. I meant the good Eagles, the good version of them. I'm not seeing that, right? If anything, I'm seeing them a little bit of a collapse here. All the good stuff that we talked about earlier in the year. The Rams, to me, are probably the best of everyone. I think they collectively have it all, top to bottom. But yeah, no, I'm with you, Greg. It is really hard to figure out. It feels like every week anyone can win.
You mentioned the Eagles here, so we've talked before about how important Lane Johnson is to them. They lose when Lane Johnson is out. They've scored 2 or fewer touchdowns in 6 of their 12 games this season. They have the highest 3-and-out punt rate in the sport. They rank 28th in offensive success. It's their worst ranking in 2 decades, and it's with 10 of 11 returning starters. They have the worst points per game of any team with a winning record. Like everything. And now their offensive coordinator is getting his house egged.
Yeah. Well, first, let me just take you inside the locker room on Friday. So I see Cooper DeJean, right? Obviously in his second year. And the last time I saw Cooper in person was at the Super Bowl. And so I made that observation. I'm like, hey, last time I saw you was at the Super Bowl. And he looked at me like, yeah, it ain't the same anymore. And it's like, yeah, you think? So much has changed for this team, and they were able to hide so much of it last year, I think. I think they really peaked at the right time, and that was obviously in the playoffs and then getting into the Super Bowl and winning in the fashion that they did. So what's the problem now, right? And I spent a lot of time talking to all of them, all Saquon, A.J. Brown, all the guys in that locker room about what is it? Like, I'm sick of trying to figure it out. What is it? And guys, I think it's a lot of things. I don't think it's just one thing. It's not Kevin Patullo. It's not Nick Sirianni. It's not an injured offensive lineman. It's not the fact that Saquon Barkley hasn't found his groove. It's not the fact that A.J. Brown wants the ball all the time. It's not the fact that Jalen Hurts just wants to take care of the football and won't be dynamic. It's the offense is boring and no one is really focused on doing what they need to do. Like, that was my takeaway. And they're back in the building today. And I can tell you from talking to a few people over the weekend about it since then in that building. Like, they're spending the next few days figuring this out.
Two questions. Your husband,
Yeah.
What kind of state is he in?
Iraq. He kind of ruined the weekend because he was grumpy the whole time. And I had done locker room, and he waited for me after the game. So I drove home with him and his dad. And they put on WIP instead of listening to what I wanted to tell him on some of my conversations that were also off the record. So I had intel that no one else on the planet had. And my father-in-law and my husband did not want to hear it. They wanted to hear WIP.
That's offensive. It's insulting. But were you also booed when you were in Philadelphia? You personally?
Yes.
What?
Double booed.
What?
Not single booed.
Double
not,
booed.
Not like this. Like straight in the face.
Two thumbs down from
2 thumbs down. But you know what? It ended up like I wasn't like my feelings weren't hurt because I made eye contact with every person that did it to me. And I could tell they were just really sad. It wasn't me. It's the fact that their Eagles team on paper should be so good. And here's the other thing about this. And I know I'm saying this and people are going to tell me to shut up in Philly. How could they be so angry when they just won a Super Bowl?
Right.
Like, I know the potential's there, but it's like the Super Bowl never happened. They're acting like the Browns, like as if they haven't seen it ever. Like, you just had it. But
I think that I do believe that there is one thing worse than just being poor. It's being rich then being poor. I believe that these fans are angry under all circumstances, but now you spoil them and entitle them and allow them to win whatever it was, 20 of 21 games, they're going to get unreasonable about it.
They're going to be unreasonable because when you're also looking at the team, it's a lot of the same guys, as you pointed out before, right? It's not like they had to go through a lot of transition and significant injuries outside Leighton Johnson and a few other banged up guys. They're not really dealing with that much. And the dysfunction, they'll tell you, guys in that building will be like, this is what Philly does. This is what we like. And I think that works to a point because at some point the dysfunction is just going to get them out of the playoffs. And that's going to be a disaster.
She's the senior NFL insider for The Athletic. She's the host of the Scoop City podcast. We will let her go on this note. Do you have any disciplinary measures that are working better on those demon children?
The good news is it's colder in New Jersey. So the time that they spend outside when they're not doing the things they should be doing, it's working better because they really don't want to sit outside. The elf is helping. We have the little elf on the shelf. Do you know what that is?
Oh, yeah.
Tell us about it. For those I know, but Chris Cody might need some help.
So, Chris, we have this dumb little elf guy, and most families do. And what you do is you hide them when the kids go to bed, and you tell the children that elf is going to communicate with Santa Claus. And they, he's the eyes and ears of Santa. So it's like having another parent in your house. And you name him, and he becomes part of your family. And like ours is Chippy or Pete, I don't know what his name is. It's one of those. And then you have to hide it. But it becomes a problem, too, in your marriage because who's responsible for hiding the stupid elf before you go to bed? And you always forget. And then the kids notice, Elfie didn't move. So, yeah, we don't like it. I don't know why I did it, but once you're in it, you can't quit.
Diane, it's a means of control, right? Because the kids can't touch the elf either because all of a sudden all the magic is lost if you touch the elf. I also have a Chippy in my family. My niece and nephew have a Chippy, so maybe it's from the same part of the North Pole. But if you touch the Chippy, all of a sudden his magic is gone. He goes back. He disappears. He tells Santa, the kids were bad. They touched me. It's over.
Put it on the poll. Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Is the elf on the shelf part of your family? You were saying, Diana?
Well, Mike, I have a question for you, Dan. I feel like I'm not maximizing the power of this elf in my house, right? Like everyone understands that like he's the eyes and ears for Santa and that scares little children, but I feel like we could do more with them. Like I feel like I could get Elfie to get my children to behave better or do more chores.
I don't think you can do better than Chris Cody calling, dressed as Santa, FaceTiming him. And
now that we're in December, it's
in
coming.
Character, you showing the kids on FaceTime, no, I've got Santa's number, here he is, and you call Chris Cody. I think you will get a month of good behavior.
She's going to tell me some things they're doing wrong, and then I'm going to send a video with specific items that they need to address.
Yeah, but I'm embarrassed what I'm going to have to share with you because my children It's horrible.
I've seen a lot, Diana.
Yeah, he's Santa.
Santa is allowed. Look, he knows when you've been naughty. He knows when you've been nice.
He sees you when you're pooping.
He takes your confessionals. You should absolutely use Chris as Santa. Diana, thank you for the information. I can't believe your family of cavemen wants to listen to WIP instead of Diana, who's been talking personally to the players off the record. Like, this is offensive.
Yeah, but I need to know what Joe and Bryn Mawr thinks, Dan.
I know. I got to.
Because I don't even get upset anymore. When I first started dating Kevin, I got offended by it. Like I was like, God, because all of his brothers, like they all think I'm dumb, and I just don't listen. But now I'm like, I'll just write about it, and you can read about it and be all upset. And
you've lost Mike Ryan. Mike Ryan hasn't listened to a word you've said since 2 words that you said.
Matt Nagy.
He hasn't listened to anything you've said since then. That's the exciting coaching pick.
Lou Anarumo,
it's a better
athlete. Like, what else?
That is not a real person. That last one, you're trying to trick me.
See you later, Diana. Good talking to you. Good seeing you. Thank you, as always. We have some sound
New
to
game,
play
real
here.
or fake coordinator.
That guy was fake.
We've got a coach that you have heard of that is not fake, who looks the most like Santa of any coach who's ever existed. Andy Reid, what is the context for the sound that we're about to play? Andy Reid, not the most electric of personalities. What I remember Andy Reid saying was a Cheese Whiz joke that made me like him because he talked about Cheese Whiz and his mustache, but he's not an electric personality.
He's being asked here about just their playoff chances and if they're going to, fight the good fight to end the season. And here's his answer. He has some odd phrasing in here.
If you're coming to me on this, Matt, I'm telling you, we're going to go after you every game. That's how we roll. We're going to try to tickle your tonsils on every play, every game.
We're going to try to tickle your tonsils on every play.
So he thinks the way to play football is to stick your hand in the other player's mouth.
That's how we roll. We're going to try to tickle your tonsils on every play, every game.
All right. Okay, Andy heard this at practice, and I don't think he understood.
Well, neither does Zaz, clearly.
There's going to be
it's not a mandible claw situation.
There's going to be a tickling of the tonsils when the Chiefs play you.
Oh.
Zaz, you're so innocent.
Oh.
You got it now, buddy?
That's how we roll. We're going to try to tickle your tonsils on every play, every game.
I got it now, Dan.
I got it. Yeah, nasty.
You got it too?
Yeah.
Travis Kelce said something at practice. It was like, oh, I like that. And he's so good-hearted that he didn't understand.
You guys immediately went to work writing things down as soon as I said Andy Reid looked like Santa. So what are you guys putting together?
Putting together
there?
a top 5 of coaches that look more like Santa.
All right.
We're going to try to tickle your tonsils on every play, every game.
Say what you mean, Andy. How great would that have been? We're going to try to ram our cock down your throat every time we're playing.
We're going to try to tickle your tonsils on.
Imagine how shocking that would be.
Well, the way he says it, I got to tell you, it adds to it because he sounds so special dirty. Like he sounds.
We're going to try to tickle your tonsils.
Do you think I'm picturing just like his PR person sitting next to him, and he walks off there?
Just like, what'd you say?
All right, we're done here.
He's
Thanks,
just
guys.
like, hey, good press conference, and they're like,
I love Andy. Andy Reid should just go blue. Like, just start working.
That would be great.
We're going to try to
when Pat drops
tickle
back.
your tonsils on.
He's looking to skull fuck you, just straight up.
He amuses himself in the middle of this. Like,
We're going to try to tickle your tonsils on every play, every game.
I mean, it's like we're 6-6. I'm just going to say what I want.
but listen now, he amuses himself when he realizes what it is.
You think he sees the reaction from the room, maybe?
We're going to try to tickle your tonsils on every play, every game.
Well, every play, every game.
Give you some throat coat.
That's how you tire them out, Greg.
I guess
We're
so.
going to try to tickle your tonsils on every play.
I've never heard an NFL coach sound dirtier.
We're going to try to tickle your tonsils on every play.
It's not the words.
Game.
It's not the words. He's amused by himself and he sounds lecherous.
Yeah, rasp.
We're going to try to tickle your tonsils on every play, every game.
I also want to hear from Liam Cohen. I have not heard from him since he did Duval, but I wanted to talk about it in the context of Kevin Patullo, the Philadelphia Eagles offensive coordinator, getting his house egged. Like, we've reached a state where that's not okay, right?
But their offense isn't good.
Yeah. So no, we haven't.
It's just Philly. Like, we could chalk it up like egged house Philly. Like, that's just what it is.
Yeah, but come on, man. His family lives there. I'd be worried. I'd be concerned about my family if the neighbors knew where I lived and were so angry that we're 28th in offense that they're damaging my house with eggs. I thought eggs were too expensive nowadays for people to just be throwing them.
No, they're back down.
They're back down?
No,
okay.
they're good now.
Okay. They're. Can we hear from Liam Cohen, though, the Jacksonville coach? And I would have thought that he would have inspired more indifference, but no, evidently Liam Cohen is surrounded by death threats all the time.
One of the Titans players, I guess, after the game said Logan Cook threatened to kill him in one of those altercations there, and that's kind of blowing up a little bit. I was just wondering your thought about whether that might have been across the line or anything, or if that's something, that just happens during games.
I've probably heard that said 100 times, from players in games, so whatever.
indifferent about death threats.
I'm gonna kill you. He's heard 100 times. I'm going to kill you.
I like the line of questioning though. Like, do you think that crosses the line?
I love how he's a little afraid of Liam Cohen. I want to listen to the question again. He's like laughing through it. A question about murder.
One of the Titans players, I guess, after the game said Logan Cook threatened to kill him in one of those altercations there, and that's kind of blowing up a little bit. I was just wondering your thought about whether that might have been across the line or anything, or if that's something, that just happens during games.
He's just like, does that happen a lot?
That's
Coach?
Jacksonville's punter.
Yeah, Logan Cook is their punter, by the way, who threatened to kill somebody somewhere.
Didn't Robert Saleh have to apologize 1,000 different ways for threatening to kill a coach in the post
Liam Cohen.
Yes. Liam Cohen.
Yes.
Wait, so maybe he does hear it.
Yes.
Actually.
And a mean came, and it was a mean, and then we looked, and it was still a mean, and it's a mean, and reinforcements are now coming, ever so slowly. Heroic Pablo
What's
Torre
he doing?
running.
By the
I don't
way?
know.
Yeah.
Just
Moving slowly. Jesus Christ!
Planting something.
Did he get the memo? The unlimited PTO that everybody takes around here?
But this, yes.
Where is he?
That was in retrospect, as a company policy, it's delightful. I like it spiritually, but it hurts. Yeah, it hurts the unlimited personal time off.
Terrible policy.
But it's a good policy. You got to admit, it's a good
policy. Well, the policy is we never know who's going to be here.
He's a surprise in that sense.
I can answer the questions on where's Pablo, but there's a lot that goes into this move, and if you haven't been able to tell already, Dan will be making excuses on the front end for the dip in quality. And he's very worried about this move. And Pablo's not here in part because we're all worried about how Dan will take this move. There's a lot of stuff that we're throwing at Dan. We're changing the formatting of the show. We're changing where the show is produced from. And I think just throwing Pablo and, hey, here's another body complicates things a little bit. So we're going to ease Pablo into the rotation.
Nobody wants to hear the excuses, and I'm not. I am making excuses for whatever the content is next week when we're between studios.
Dan's excuses are brought to you by Miller Lite.
Excellent.
What is your top 5 list about? Have you assembled a top 5 list? I'd like to do this a little syrupy if we can, because it's an emotional week for me and for us, Stugotz.
Yeah, an emotional week next week and the week after that too.
Yeah. They're all emotional at this point. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a very sensitive ecosystem, and I'm very worried about changing the ecosystem around Dan.
Well, this has been a comfortable place for us. I shouldn't say unlike, like Billy, I am risk averse and uncomfortable with some change. I get comfortable in places, but this place has become physically uncomfortable.
But Billy hasn't seen the new studios yet.
Yeah.
You have. So I was fortunate enough to stop by last week to go check them out. They're beautiful. So I felt better about us moving. You've seen that.
But I'll tell you why, though. I will tell you why, and this is way inside, but Conan O'Brien learned it. Conan O'Brien, when he changed networks and it was a big deal and he became an important person, they walk him into his new studio and it's a beautiful auditorium, beautiful, like the most expensive thing he could ever dreamed. And he walks in and he says, oh no, not because of the pressure, because they used to do an intimate thing in an intimate place in an intimate way, in a way that connected with the audience intimately. And no, you put it in a ballroom in an auditorium as opposed to a place. I was here on the weekend with my brother putting up the signage myself. Like it becomes a different thing. And so
keep in mind, this place will also be intimate. There's a difference between intimate and crammed like a sardine can.
Correct. This place has become physically uncomfortable and people are dying in the building and outside it. We have to move.
Yeah.
Billy, we have to move.
All right. So here's my top 5 for today. And it's brought to you by friends over at Miller Lite who are sponsoring this entire move. And it's the top 5 guests that we ever had in studio here at the Clevelander.
In studio guest, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is going to be nostalgic here.
Yeah. And this will also afford you guys the opportunity to chime in with some of your favorites. I imagine I've missed one along the years. So we'll begin with the outside looking in.
Were they from here for Highly Questionable? Or here, are we limiting it to the show, our show?
I'm limiting it to our show. I still have Ice Cube in there on my outside looking in. The problem is most of that was with highly questionable, and I don't have a lot of frame of reference for that outside of one of the kings of West Coast rap just wandering through a very tight hall and being really embarrassed about how we'd entertain said king of West Coast
I was
rap.
embarrassed by the hospital couch that had been sent for $50 by ESPN to represent our green room.
That was a nice couch.
It was a nice couch.
No, you've got to be
nice.
shitting me.
That couch was a punishment.
You've got to be shitting me, Billy. You did not like that
It wasn't
couch.
a bad couch. It was a nice couch.
It was a really bad couch.
Served its purpose.
Billy.
Sit on it.
Billy, it was a terrible couch. It was uncomfortable. It was the couch in a hospital room where they don't want you to spend the night in that hospital
It was
room.
harder than the floor.
It was from Hialeah, $50 is what they sent us for a green room.
It's a good price for that couch.
No.
Yeah.
Also, OLI, Michael Irvin.
That's OLI?
That's a good playmaker. What a great day.
That was wild.
Do you have any sound from that?
Oh my God, no! Like nothing that I would stand by airing right now. There was like the revelation that he got quote Lewinsky in his Hall of Fame jacket. It was just. Man, he was on one.
Yes,
day.
he was. Yes,
and then Stugotz bailed on you guys for dinner.
I did. Yeah.
That was one of the. Yes, that's what happened. So Stugotz lands Michael Irvin as a guest. He has come here having consumed whatever it is was consumed on South Beach, and then I was having dinner with Michael Irvin and his brother, and paying for everybody in a dinner Stugotz was supposed to be at.
Yeah.
Stugotz was going to dinner with them. He did not. I did.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Now, Dan sounded reckless, but I will implore the audience to just check this interview out, and you can draw your own conclusions.
I just
because
said
that was
consuming
wild.
South Florida. That's all I said.
That was wild. That experience.
That's outside looking in.
That's hard to believe.
Yeah. And also, final OLI, there was a moment during the Super Bowl down here where Aaron Donald and Ric Flair were in studio together. Oh, yeah. And that was just really fun.
Mike, that's outside looking in?
Yes, yeah. Well, this will give you the opportunity to cape up for yours, but now we're in the true top 5. Number 5, Dan awkwardly hugging Josh Norman.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have a lot of moments I like more than us rummaging through the hotel security cam to get, having talked about how awkward the hug was, but not having televised it in real time, having to go through security to get security footage that then revealed in an investigation that I had indeed hugged him in a way that was more awkward than even we'd explained was pretty good.
We covered the shit out of those Carolina Panther teams, and we had very good.
This is Juju. He's got a new show.
Welcome back. The Alley Oop has returned.
How many damn jerseys do you have?
It's about basketball, hoops, and hoopers.
I'm trying to get us away from calling him the Joker because the other nickname on his page is Big Honey. And I just think Big Honey is a way better nickname.
Don Staley and them girls back at it again. And she gonna pull up Prada down, Chanel, Gucci, Louis. It don't even matter. Them Auburn Tigers, bro. Them boys 35 years old each player. None of them brothers got a hairline amongst any of them.
But maybe you're wondering, where can I see it or hear it? Tell us, Juju.
Subscribe to youtube.com/@DLS Hoops. Do you need me to point at some visual explanations? Well, here you go.
It is a Greg Cody Tuesday. Do you have a back in my day, Greg?
I happen not to today. I sure wanted to, but I had a deadline for the book I'm writing.
Too busy missing PFBI deadlines?
I had to get the last chapter in the last couple of days, so I didn't have time.
Still can't believe that.
What book are you writing?
Sex and the Animals with Ron McGill.
I don't understand why it is that you have just simply quit on this, which was part of your job, a job that you are paid for. It is the one thing that we consistently ask you to do around here. We don't consistently ask you to do anything else.
Why can't you do it?
And you've just stopped doing it.
Yeah, I mean, people change, people evolve. sometimes someone.
But you're telling
does
Abdul
something-
Carter to come do his job professionally, to just do the thing that he has to do. And you're saying be accountable, while your son accused you of a lack of accountability on PFPI, and you're clearly lacking accountability here when you're the only one responsible for doing this as part of your only job assignment around here.
Well, first of all, it's not my only job assignment. Let me ask you this. Do I have any say in whether or not I want to continue doing back in my days?
I mean, clearly,
Apparently not,
you've
huh?
stopped. No, but clearly you've stopped doing it. But you
Right.
didn't make an announcement that you were stopping doing it. And in fact, didn't you promise? You said there was one being worked on for some reason.
There's a couple in the hopper. Yeah, we may.
You have all the say on this. You've been doing it your way the
Yeah,
entire
so-
time.
Did
What
you
do
adjust your contract since you didn't want to do it
He's
anymore?
getting paid more.
I'm in here twice a week. Nothing in my contract says I have to do. You know, I'm doing songs for this show. I'm doing songs for this show. Just this show was introduced with the football song we did.
The interesting part
can't do
is
everything.
it does seem, as the back of my days have gone away from this show, gripes of wrath have kind of gone into the Greg Cody show.
Well, it is true that on
where
the
he
Greg
writes out complaining about things.
It is true that on the Greg Cody show we have a segment called Gripes of Wrath.
I believe it was poop picker-uppers this week.
Yeah, they're all frauds. If I see somebody walking around my neighborhood with a dog on a leash with one of those little plastic bags, pretending that if his dog craps on my lawn, he's going to pick up that poop, he knows he isn't. I know he isn't.
That's a blasphemous allegation. If you're carrying around the bag of poop, you're going to
Why
pick up
carry
the
around
poop.
the bag then?
Because you're doing it for
Some
pretense.
some people do the fake pickup.
Yeah.
I'm in the
Well,
honeymoon.
what does that mean? Like they put their hand down and they just pick up
You
grass?
just kind
and
of
not
do the look
poop?
around in in case anyone's
Right.
happened to be looking at me here. I'm in my honeymoon stage with my dog, so I'm picking up all the poop. Check back in a year, maybe I'll be different, but right now, all the poop
You
gets
got to
picked
pick up all the poop. I made that mistake. I didn't know it at the first time. The
I don't
first
do
time
that.
I owned a dog, I did not know
You
that
don't
I was
do that? You
supposed
just
to
said,
do that. You
Okay.
don't pick up the poop?
Nope.
I don't
do you have
either.
a dog?
I got 2 dogs.
I don't pick up my poop either.
You don't pick up
Well, you don't
any
walk
poop?
your dog. It's just in your backyard.
You
Right.
don't pick
It's
up
fertilizer.
the poop? You've got no. It's
No, it's not. It's the opposite.
I'm
actually.
disappointed to hear that because I kind of like you. That's bad.
It
Yeah,
is.
Greg, he's disappointed
Wait a
in
minute.
you.
Yeah, I'm
both
disappointed
Things, both
in
things
everyone.
can be true. It is indeed literally fertilizer, but it's not something anybody wants in their lawn. And
Oh no,
it's-
I don't let my dogs poop on in someone else's lawn.
But this is what they're doing. This is what they're
Talking
talking
about on walk.
no, that's lame as hell.
Oh, okay.
But
No,
people,
no,
but
like-
people do that though.
Yeah, that's lame as hell. Like if I let my dogs in my backyard, but if I do take them on the leash and I walk them like around the lake in the grass where no one lives, and I do not pick that up, I would never allow my dogs to poop on someone's lawn and not pick up. That's awful.
But even common ground, some people would call that still a jerk.
I'm not picking up common ground. I'm not doing that. No.
People walk around with fake poop in their bags.
That's your,
Get that- you're
only
making
you
that
say
up.
that.
No,
That's
it's
just a
not
thing he
true.
says.
That
There's
is
toy
not true.
poop in those bags just to appear like you have something in the bag, so that people drive by and say, "Oh, look at that guy!
If
He
you
picked
want
up the poop."
more of this coverage, the Greg Cody Show featuring Greg Cody
With-
is where you can get it.
And here's something else I expose in the latest episode of the Greg Cody Show, because this man, my son, is a fraud. Chris Cody has just recently engaged a company and pays them every week to pick up his dog's
From my
poop
backyard.
from his backyard.
I want some details on that.
$15 a
Whoa.
week. They come twice a week, and now I don't have to worry about stepping in poop in my bag.
I want
That
that.
guy.
It's
That
like, I'll
guy.
send you the link.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah, right, Sad. That's a great business.
Sad. Next thing, you're going to pay somebody to wipe your ass for you?
How much would it cost? You said that on the Greg Cody Show, by the way.
You got to take responsibility.
Can I get some fresh material out of you here? Like, how is it that you're doing all the work that you do for the podcast that we help you with, and you do a lesser version of the work here?
Right.
Right?
Right?
What's your point? I don't get it. What's your point?
He's confirming the accusation.
Mike Ryan, do you have your top 5
Doing
list
nothing of the kind.
of Santa-looking coaches who is this just football or is this all
sports?
Okay, is it ready? It's ready to go?
It's ready to go, fully baked.
All right, fully baked.
Fully baked.
Okay. I still don't understand the accusation that Greg is making, by the way. You're saying that people are going to the effort of buying fake poop, putting it in their bag.
He's projecting what he would do.
It's one of the dumbest accusations I've ever heard.
No, because I believe that. You know,
have you ever seen anyone doing, like you just saying, I believe that?
You think there are people driving around and they're actually peering to see if there's poop in the bag that's being held by that person on the street?
Dog walkers want to appear, the bag is nothing but a prop. Dog walkers want to appear as if they're doing the right thing by picking up after their dog. My contention is that most of them do not, particularly when they look around and they don't see any neighbors looking at them.
I learned it in an embarrassing fashion. I've told you guys the story before. The way that I learned this is I was yelled at by my neighbor, former Dolphins tight end Jed Weaver.
Oh, what a name.
That's what happened.
Solid hand.
Wow. What did he say, Jed?
He got mad. He got mad at me.
The dog pooped in his lawn?
Yeah, but yes.
You need a 3-yard reception?
I thought.
See, if you had that fake bag with the toy poop in it, you could have showed it to him.
No, there still would have been the poop in his yard.
Well, but he couldn't prove it was yours. Was he going to run a DNA test? Can't prove it's yours.
OLI.
Where's Roy?
Tom Moore.
I'm right here. Fanfare.
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 That's Santa.
Look at Tom Moore. His face has not moved in 30 years of football.
That's a happy man.
Off-season Santa for sure. But, I mean, picture a big, fluffy white beard on him.
No,
that's Santa.
That's a clinically depressed Santa.
Honestly, I
He's
just
got luggage
wanted to
under
throw
his
up,
eyes.
I just wanted to throw up a photo of Tom Moore.
But he does look like Santa. You're
He
right.
does. Number 5, Bob Wiley. Former Browns offensive line coach, famous for going, hut, and his tummy moving. I mean, look at that guy.
That's pretty
Hoss.
good. That's a pretty good number 5.
It's a mustache guy, though.
That's also a guy you don't want to really fight because I'm guessing he's got a lot of gray hair on his shoulders as well.
His beard's on his chest.
Look at that.
chest.
That chest hair.
Good
is
God.
Wild.
There's some high armpits,
That
too.
is a great line by Zaslow. His beard is on his chest. That is absolutely a beard that has fallen from his face and is just a tuft of hair.
Some high armpit sweat.
I think he had a great wartime quote, too. Jeremy, get on that. Number 4, it can't all just be chubby white guys. Pop.
Yeah.
Late stage pop.
You know about that COVID pop? Look at that. Look at that hair.
Number 3, Howard Schnellenberger.
Jesus, what the hell is that?
Interesting photo choice.
Not really sure what happened in the processing. Take my word for it. He's wearing a red jacket, which would have been really helpful there.
No
All right.
photograph of Howard?
Okay. Number 2, we're going to spell this Santa with 2 ways. Rob Ryan.
It's a good list.
And number 1, this one's easy. Lovie Smith.
It's a good list. I salute you. I want to get to some video here.
We have the Bob Wiley quote.
Did you know World War I and World War II, all those guys that fought in that war, they did push-ups, jumping jacks, sit-ups, climbed the rope and ran. None of this fancy shit. And they won 2 world wars. Do you think they were worried when they were running across Normandy about bleeping stretching?
It's a good quote.
He ain't wrong.
Football guy.
Speaking of which, there are a couple of coaches here who are getting attention, and I want to cover some of this as I see Jim Mora being resurrected at Colorado State, because I think some of the stuff happening around this coaching stuff is the worst kind of hope trafficking, where we just want to believe so badly that some leader knows how to leader better than other leaders that we just get super excited and crazy about Lane Kiffin, for example. So Lane Kiffin is getting an assortment of perks as part of his contract, and all that happened here, as far as I can tell, is that LSU wanted something that Florida thought it had. And so LSU, which has already made this mistake with Brian Kelly, is in the middle of fighting publicly. That's over now. Brian Kelly's going to get his money, but they fought and squabbled over whether Brian Kelly deserves his money after you'd think LSU already learned about this false prophet bullshit that we're doing all the time with leadership. But Lane Kiffin's perks are among the following: 65 hours of private jet time per year. Do you understand? Like, he can take 20, 30 trips with that kind of jet time. That is a lot of jet time.
More like 15 trips.
Well, it depends on how long they are, but he's also got private first-class flying for just recruiting. So these are just family trips because he's got family and guest travel. He's got suites, priority tickets. He's got courtesy vehicles, plural. What are you laughing about, Mike?
Isn't that every coach at this point?
Well, no, he's got
Sexton.
Look, he's got, because of the way that he was coveted and because of the way he played this, I know a lot of people are angry about this. I saw Bill Cowher howling about this on CBS. A lot of people are mad at Lane Kiffin for maximizing his leverage because of how he was coveted. He just got himself not just a contract that is spectacular, but a contract that guarantees him that it's going to keep being spectacular if someone else gets paid more than him, or LSU is going to pay him for what would have been his bonuses if he had gotten
my favorite.
Deeper into the playoffs with Mississippi.
That's my favorite. So Lane Kiffin is actually still rooting for Ole Miss's success right now while he is the head coach at LSU. And if Ole Miss is successful, LSU has to pay their current coach. It's wild. It's one of the wildest incentive clauses I've ever seen. Do you remember? Well, it was I think the very end of October, right, where you had the clown governor, Governor Landry, the governor of
Louisiana.
Yes, of Louisiana, and going over the whole spiel about how Scott Woodward, the then athletic director.
Well, let's play the sound. Let's play the sound. We were introduced to this governor because he was complaining about Brian Kelly, wanted Brian Kelly gone, and was complaining about the idea of doing this hope trafficking with heroes.
These big-name coaches, they're big names because they win. What are they afraid of? Right? If you're the best, you shouldn't have to worry. You say, guess what? I'm putting my reputation on the line, and when I win, this is how much money I want. There's no guarantee. This sets it. The way the contracts are structured now tells the guy, listen, in 5 years he might get tired of doing it. He's like, he doesn't have to worry about coaching because he's like, look, as long as I kind of go through the motions, I get another 5 years at $10 million a year. That's not a bad gig, Pat. If your boys over there are giving great entertainment to ESPN and we don't enjoy watching, which we absolutely do, guess what happens? You lose sponsors. That's the free market.
So they weren't going to give out. There was no way that LSU was going to give out. The state of Louisiana was not going to allow another contract like Brian Kelly just got. And what winds up happening? They do the exact same thing for Lane Kiffin and more, paying him the bonuses for what another school does. His potential buyout one day is more than what Brian Kelly's would be. And there's no offset language of any kind that if they do fire him, that he has to go out and, in good faith, look for another job. This governor turned out to be a clown. Give me a break.
A politician lying?
No way.
Why do governors get involved in sports now? Hey, governor, you got a whole state to run.
They're state employees.
It doesn't matter. They shouldn't get involved in their teams.
They're state employees. He's the highest paid employee in the state.
I understand governors are employees of state colleges. Not
the governor.
You'd be
No,
shocked.
Lane Kiffin is the highest paid employee in the state.
Right, I get it.
Right, like if the boosters weren't going to pay the buyout for Brian Kelly, the state, the taxpayers would be on the hook.
Most governors don't exactly seize the opportunity to be front-facing here, but they have a ton of influence. They approve budgets. They approve boards. Like Ron DeSantis, his fingerprints are all over state schools in the college football scene.
I don't think that's right. I think there's too much going on in a state for them to demean the office.
Oh, you don't think it's right that they do that? Because it is accurate.
Right.
All right.
Yes, I don't think it's right they do that.
He gained a lot of political points by doing that. That's an easy winner for him.
Of course it is.
To simply rip Brian Kelly, but then they do the same thing and more.
His words meant nothing.
This is the best contract in the sport because it guarantees that. Look, Lane Kiffin had such leverage, and I do believe a lot of this is stupid, okay? Because I just saw Jim Mora Jr. resurrected for Colorado State.
Oh, you got to stop doing this to Jim Mora. Like back-to-back 9-win seasons at UConn. Like he's doing it the hard way. Did you see his quarterback stats? 28-1.
I am doing it to Jim Mora just because we can recycle every Matt Nagy that's out there. Like, we can do this.
It's hard to win 9 games at UConn.
We can agreed. UConn is better than they've been. I'm only doing it to Jim Mora Jr. because we've already seen this fail, and now we're going to see it polished up. And it doesn't mean that Lane Kiffin can't learn from previous mistakes. Obviously, he can. He was a very young coach, but he's failed every single time he's had expectations. Every time. And now it has this contract because he's the guy that's available, and all you need is 2 fighting over him, and then the ego gets involved. Because when Florida thinks they have someone and LSU thinks that they're a better program, all of a sudden you've got exactly what you need in order to negotiate a real sweetheart deal from a governor and a constituency that just got burned by this.
I would buck up against he's failed to deliver on expectations. I think he was there at Tennessee for 1 year. They were obviously pissed to see him go. He failed to deliver at USC, no doubt. He got fired on the tarmac there.
And the Raiders.
But FAU surpassed expectations.
FAU he did.
Yeah, but
Ole Miss is having their greatest run in program history right now.
Those expectations weren't real.
When you bring Lane over, like, he surpassed their expectations.
Agreed.
He made FAU the top of that conference.
There were no expectations when he took the job that actually FAU and Mississippi would be in 10-win territory. So, of course, he's exceeding low expectations. When he's had high expectations, he has not met them. That's been his history. It doesn't mean he can't learn, and this isn't actually disparagement of Lane. I'm just putting in front of you the facts and what it is that happens when you start sprinkling, oh, we need the guy who appears to have more leadership knowledge than the other guy. So let me go over here to this Summerall because he gets off a plane giving great coach.
I like this guy.
Well, of course.
I like him.
So Mike told you yesterday, this guy is being paid half of what Lane Kiffin was offered by Florida. He's thrilled to have the job. But let's show him getting off the plane here because he's showing exactly the kind of confidence when the coach is being introduced and you're getting your first optic.
I love this.
He's getting off the plane and climbing the stairs.
Look at him.
Look at him.
Of course, a private.
At the same time, the Gator Chomp while walking down some difficult private jet stairs.
Yep.
This is a good look. This is a good start. I know that everyone wants him fired already. This is a good start.
It couldn't start better than this. He's coming down the stairs while also doing the Gator Chomp.
Tough to do.
And doing so at a discount half as much as Lane Kiffin. And so this is what they sell you when they can't get Lane Kiffin. Hey, we lost on Lane, but what we've got is a coach who can indeed climb down the stairs while doing the Gator Chomp with his hands.
I even think Lane waits to get to the bottom of the stairs before doing the chomp. Like he walks down and then chomps. Just the simultaneous. Like
it's dangerous. It's confident.
It's just
you're confident in your athletic ability and your general synchronicity of function.
Well, there's no coming back. Even if you don't even have to fall, you don't have to trip. If you slip a little bit, there's no coming back.
Imagine that look. Oh,
it wasn't a great chomp. I got to be the guy to say it. The chomp was a little
Let me
lopsided.
see it again. I also think he was cheating by looking down at the stairs.
Yes.
Because I think he was, and I don't blame him.
I don't see any look. One look.
It's a lopsided chomp.
A couple looks.
No, come
All
on.
right, he's
It's
looking.
all looks.
Yeah.
He's going like this.
Well, he knows. He knows he can't fall in that
I
moment.
feel like one look and you're good. I mean, they're all the same distance.
Do you think he
apart.
thought of that before they swung the doors open? Like he thought of that.
No,
right?
it could be a little jarring when the plane, stairs come out. They're not your usual stairs. They could be a little bit thin,
Can we see Lane walking downstairs? Do we have any shot of Lane walking down a play? Because I got to compare and contrast
I
here.
bet you he just hops on
here we go.
the railing and
See?
slides down.
Oh, see, this is no LSU signal going down the stairs.
That's a good descent, though. That's a manly descent.
What?
Yeah. No, he descended the stairs.
He didn't touch the railing.
Better than Pat Summerall.
I will say Lane Kiffin did not. Pat Summerall. You made
John Summerall.
I know that. I was making a joke about a 95-year-old former broadcaster.
While running out of breath.
John Summerall revealed at his press conference that Lane told him to take the Florida job and co-signed it.
For half as much money? Did he tell him they're
I don't
offering
think he revealed how much
they're
money.
offering you half as much as they offered me? How do you guys say Marcus Mariota? Have you heard
Just
it?
like that.
Have you said it? Have you heard it said any other way?
That's
ever?
the way I've always heard it.
Greg, have you ever heard Marcus Mariota said any other way other than the way that I'm saying?
I have not.
So
it's the way Mike Tirico also said it.
Marcus Mariota.
Oh, I've heard Mariota now that you mention it.
But I would say Mario, it's more of just like the T sound. This is how it's commonly said.
Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And then the internet was going after Chris Collinsworth because he says it.
Marcus Mariota. Marcus Mariota.
No,
and the internet was just like, this can't be right. And then, but they replayed.
Yeah, that's not how you say it.
On NBC's broadcast, they do the starting lineups where the players say their name. So you hear Mariota now saying his name.
Marcus Mariota.
No, he's saying it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like Collinsworth is right.
No, Marcus doesn't know how to say his own name.
Marcus Mariota.
Hey, he's saying it wrong.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. He got caught up in the air.
He is saying it wrong.
Marcus Mariota.
I mean, Travis Kelce is Travis Kelce, but he's pronouncing it Kelsey because everybody else does. Doesn't even know his own name.
It's like saying Toronto and Toronto.
It's exactly like that. Which is right?
He said it
Toronto.
the same way both times, right?
Marcus Mariota.
Nah, that's not how you say it.
No.
Marcus Mariota.
That guy's wrong.
That's all I'm going to say from now on.
Mariota.
I can't shake Andy Reid tickling tonsils.
It was graphic. It was lecherous.
We're going to try to tickle your tonsils on every play.
The little
every
chuckle
game.
there.
It's all of it. It's not.
Does he see a reaction?
It's also.
Creepy.
You wake up in a dark, damp room. You're chained to a wall, and you hear this disembodied voice.
We're going to try to tickle your tonsils on every play, every game.
Saw 5.
I'm begging for death.
We're
going to try to tickle your tonsils.
His voice is dragging through gravel. It is how it is. It is how it sounds.
Tickle your tonsils on every play.
I didn't know what it meant at first, but now that I do know, I don't like it.
I know that a lot of people listening to this are bothered over the years, and I get it. That my tone can be strident and know-it-all. Okay, I know that I am guilty of this, but there are a handful of things that I am really, really wrong about, and one of them is the entirety of Dylan Brooks. I don't know if you guys saw this game last night where he is taunting LeBron James. He's been calling him old for a while. When Memphis got rid of Dylan Brooks, I thought he wouldn't play in the NBA again. I thought it was laughable that Houston gave him $80 million. I was surprised how good Houston is. Last night, without Devin Booker, with Dylan Brooks going for 30-something points, Dylan Brooks is making Phoenix be a good team, better than I thought they were. Dylan Brooks is a lot better as a basketball player than I ever thought he was at Memphis.
I know there's no real way to. You're right, and I know there's no real way to actually quantify this. But Dylan Brooks is a good player, and what I mean by that is this is a guy who now 3 teams they were terrible franchises, were in a terrible spot. And he has helped them get to a different kind of culture, like a winning kind of culture. And like I said, you can't really quantify that, but Memphis was bad. He was there the only time they were good. They're terrible now. He went to a bad Houston team, and I know they have Durant now, but before that, he helped them get back on track. They traded him in the Durant deal. Phoenix, terrible. And now Phoenix is good. They're 13-9. Like, Dylan Brooks is clearly a good piece for a winning team.
Let me explain to you how mismanaged the Phoenix Suns have been, because Ishbia has been a disaster, okay? In 23 months, it's 3 coaches he owes $85 million, okay? That's 23 months, 3 coaches, $85 million. They pay Beal $19 million a year through 2030. They're going to pay Bradley Beal to play for the Clippers.
Counting against his cap each of those
years. Yes, $19 million a year. They've got the highest payroll in the league, and they don't control any of their picks through 2031. They are a disaster. Like, that trade for Kevin Durant could not have been worse. Everything they built there, highest payroll in the league. It's not good enough to try and fix that with Dylan Brooks. But when Devin Booker went out last night, Dylan Brooks continues to remind LeBron that he's old, and LeBron barely got to 10 points last night. LeBron still got that streak where he goes double digits every game, and he barely got to 10 points. And the chase down that he always does, you could hear Brooks screaming in the arena. It got so quiet because LeBron couldn't chase him down. The idea that I'm watching Dylan Brooks I understand that LeBron is the oldest player in the league, but that I'm watching the taunts and then I'm getting Dylan Brooks gets to beat LeBron and gets the last laugh with LeBron. Like, that's just not something I ever saw coming.
You saw how it went down with LeBron to reach the streak. You know, Greg, he's got this, I mean, it's forever where he reaches double figures. I mean, they're getting smoked in the fourth. They're down like 26. LeBron's stuck on 7 points.
Right.
He hits a 3 with 6 minutes left in the game. They immediately take him out after that. I mean, they're getting smoked.
Oh, and Dylan Brooks is posting up his son as well, like late in the game. Like, he was just taunting everything. He is such a good villain. I don't know that, does that sport right now have a better villain? You got Draymond Green. You got Draymond Green. Do you have someone who's embracing the villainous role better than Dylan Brooks?
I will say this about Dylan Brooks. The gall of that man, and I'm speaking from the broad view, obviously, the gall of Dylan Brooks, who's never made an all-star team. He's a 30-year-old journeyman criticizing LeBron James. The gall.
He's a good player.
The gall. He's a good player.
He's a good player, and he's a better villain.
He's having a great year.
He's a good player.
That's Tony's music.
That's right, Dan. It's Tony's Top 5, and it's presented by Smirnoff, the official vodka sponsor of the National Football League. Smirnoff. Please drink responsibly. The Smirnoff Company, New York, New York, 40% alcohol by volume.
How many OLI we got, Tony?
No OLI, Dan. We're going straight top 5 today. I'm at the Dade County Courthouse, a staple here.
Somewhere else we can get kicked out of.
Top 5. No, this is public land. I pay for this. I pay this building right here. I pay for.
Wow.
Everybody pays for this right here, so I can videotape here as much as I want.
Number 5.
Number 5, would there really be a difference between me and Max Brosmer this weekend? 19 of 30, 126 yards, 4 picks, 4 sacks, and a QBR of 5.6.
Yes, you would have been worse.
I thought to myself yesterday, when Younghoe Koo is kicking the ground and I see what I think is the greatest panic situation you ever see in football, which is the holder just running and no one's out in a pass pattern, I thought to myself, that's the most panic that a player ever feels on a field, except for Max Brosmer.
Will Levis did that last year, right? Yeah.
The sheer panic
like 3 times in a row.
of Max Brosmer or Brosmer? Is it
who cares?
Okay, who cares? Fair enough. Number 4.
Number 4, Dave Canales, Dano. He's got the wherewithal.
What does that mean?
Nah, he's right, though. Look at him.
7-6.
What does that mean?
Checks out.
7-6.
Yeah, that's some wherewithal right there.
Last year we talked. Exactly. Last year we talked about, can Dave Canales have the wherewithal to stick with Bryce Young to make this Panthers team interesting? And then all of a sudden this year, you counted them as dead. Now they're 7-6, a game back in the loss column from the Bucs in the NFC South. Like, anything could happen. He's got the wherewithal.
Best Adam's apple in the entire league.
Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Does Canales have the best Adam's apple in the entire league? Number 3.
Number 3, Dan, hold on. I'm going to need to take something out here real quick, a prop. You know who has won their last 4 games with an average margin of victory of 27.5 points, Dan?
I do not.
Oh, you don't? Okay, hold on.
That's impressive.
Hold on. Give me a second.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Oh, the Miami Hurricanes, Dano.
Wow.
The Miami Hurricanes.
Are you quantifying?
Last 4 games, average margin of victory 27.5 points.
I thought we were doing NFL football. I thought you were asking me about an NFL team. I didn't know you were asking me about a college team. You never put college observations in here.
All I said is football. I said, football team who's won the last 4, average margin of victory 27.5 points. Miami Hurricanes.
Top 10 NFL draft picks coming up.
Number 2.
Exactly right. Thank you, Greg.
You're welcome.
Number 2, you know who hasn't passed the smell test? OU. More like PU. Oklahoma, please. Are you kidding me? Oklahoma? They can't score on anybody. And all of a sudden they're going to be inside of the top 12 as a college football playoff team? For what? They stink. OU sucks. PU, Dan.
How did this become college observations? Number 1.
Number 1, Dan, if the Canes are left out of the CFP playoff, We're taking the fight all the way up to the Supreme Court, which is why I'm here at the Dade County Courthouse right now. I'm going to go inside and make sure everybody knows if there's any college football playoff voters in there. I'm going to let them know that this is a travesty, and we're going to take this thing to the Supreme Court, Dan. I've been sent here by the Department of War for the University of Miami, and I'm not going to leave until we make things right, okay?
I would like to see by the end of the show you having gathered a crowd of protesters trying to attack justice and democracy on behalf of the University of Miami.
Just pointing out James Madison, 28.25 points per game is the average margin of victory over the last 4 games.
That's impressive when you consider that also includes their 4-point squeaker against Wazoo.
Don't you forget, just had to score late against Virginia Tech. Dominion.
Thank you, Tony. We appreciate all of your work. Appreciate you changing your top 5 from NFL observations. The last 3, outrage about this injustice around the University of Miami. I think you speak for the entirety of the city. I do not know if Mario Cristobal is going to join the show. I am offended that I am being told I do not know ball, and that is the reason that Mario Cristobal will not come on the show, because I don't know ball.
Yeah, word's out there.
I will remain offended by this. I think you guys should be offended on my behalf.
You've put me in a tough spot here, because while it helps the cause putting Mario Cristobal on this platform, I don't want him to endure speaking with you.
Yeah, all not knower.
If we get Cristobal on, you're going to grill him?
No.
What's the grilling to be done?
I'm just asking.
Like, what is the grilling?
You just prop him up and you let him knock him down. That's what you do.
You say, all right, coach, go.
What's going to happen here, though? Like, what needs to happen? What do you think is going to happen? There is an obvious propaganda movement. This is Saban taught this to us, where all of a sudden, after a season in which he lost games that were unexpected, you would see him making the arguments everywhere and would be given the platform that other coaches weren't necessarily given to appear everywhere. I expect to see Mario Cristobal doing nothing but interviews for the until they're making the determinations. So what needs to happen and what is going to happen over the next few hours and days?
I mean, he should be on every show. He should be on all the national shows, especially over the weekend when the Hurricanes are not going to be playing and all these other teams who are ahead of them in the rankings are going to be playing in conference championship games. Mario's got to go everywhere he can. Go everywhere he can.
Be undeniable. You're 10-2, and a lot of the metrics that people were citing when you were 6-2 are now in your favor because you played the season out. Common opponents, whether it be Notre Dame or Alabama or Texas with that loser head coach that just lost one game to Florida in a game that they had more yards in against Texas than they had combined in their most 2 recent battles against the Miami Hurricanes and Mario Cristobal. So you have all the arguments right now. Head-to-head, as you've applied. Head-to-head. As you mentioned, guys, head-to-head in this top 15 has mattered throughout the rankings, and there's one outlier. What have we been told? Well, then it's the quality loss. Okay, well, quality loss doesn't apply to Alabama, I guess. Everything that we know about the College Football Playoff Committee's criteria that has been outlined, I guess, doesn't apply to Miami. Head-to-head. So I think that if you look at Conference Championship weekend, I was a big believer in you shouldn't be punished for losing your Conference Championship. I think that's bullshit. But if they're going to bullshit me, bullshit them back.
You know what's weird? You know what's weird? I'm trying not to be prisoner of the moment with what I'm about to say, but I genuinely, as I think here, cannot recall a time when the NFL, college football, and the Heisman are so wide open. Like, I just have no idea who's going to win any of those things. You're not going to convince me that the Bears or the Patriots are going to win the Super Bowl. You're not. You cannot. I will not believe it until after it's happened, and then I still won't believe it.
Rams just lost to the Panthers. It's really like a strange time.
But I have no idea. We're in December, and I have no idea who's going to win any of those 3 things. I don't know who's going to win the Heisman. My vote is due soon. I don't know who's going to. I don't know. I don't know who's going to win in college football. And I don't know who's going to win in professional football.
You're going to vote for Malachi Tony, aren't you?
Probably.
Two of the 3 you mentioned there are exciting, even though we don't know what's going to happen. I don't find the Heisman's got a lot of juice right now.
Okay, it doesn't have to have a lot of juice. I just don't know who's going to win it.
Pavia, Mendoza, Jeremiah Love.
Drew Mestamaker.
I'd like to remind everybody, Jeremiah Love had 33 yards against Miami when he actually lined up against big-time competition. Dan, you're speaking to something that annoys me so much about college football right now is people are still applying this arrogance from like 10 years ago in which they feel matter-of-factly. They know what's going to happen when they play these games, despite parity being all over that sport. Anybody can beat anybody inside a certain group. It's a hard sport. Winning is hard week in and week out. And for someone to just look at their poll rankings, see where other people slot them, and say, well, Notre Dame would beat Miami if they played today. By which metric? Right. Recency bias? Because you lose that one too. I don't understand how people are so naive entering this process to think that they know better when a result is staring them in the face, telling you quantifiably who is better, and you choose to ignore it thinking that you know better. I think half of the top 25, I think 15 of the top 25 teams in the preseason rank ended up unranked.
Greg,
we don't know shit.
How can we be in professional football 3/4 of the way through the season and in college football at the end of the season and not have any idea about those three things? Who's going to win college football's championship? Who's going to win pro football's champion? Who's going to win the Heisman? How can we still be asking after this much ball has been played? How can I be such a not ball knower that I'm sitting here saying to you, I don't know who's good?
Isn't it great, though? It's great. I love that. And Reuben Baines should get your Heisman vote, by the way. And Louisville and SMU both were ranked this season. They both were previously ranked teams.
I think I'm going to make it Tony. I'm going to make it Tony, Bain, and Beck top three. What do you think?
I think Mario Cristobal is going to be joining us this week.
You people are a joke.